and welcome to the pregame show on Buck and Bull TV. I'm Jeff Bressler, your host. Buck Day and Barbecue is a great time and event held each Memorial Day weekend here at the Jaynes Gang Ranch in Orchard, Texas. Bull owners, through the exclusive genetic program, literally from around the world, come to watch their $1 million championship bulls buck for the very first time. Buck and Bull TV is here for this year's Buck Day and Barbecue, and we're going to see bull riding competition with bulls that have climbed the ranks through the EG program over the years, as well as young bulls that are starting their journey towards the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. We'll be back in just a minute when I'll give you a preview of this weekend's competition, and we'll also see if Buck Day and Barbecue's success necessarily translates into winning the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. We'll be right back.
Welcome to our 52,272,000 square foot nutrition center, the home of the checkerboard. 1,200 acres of working farmland where we serve 3,000 animals every day to make each one the best they can be. It's more than a nutrition center. It's a 1,200-acre foundation for integrity, innovation, performance, and quality. The proof is in the numbers. Over 20,000 studies and more than 100 patents to perfect taste, nutrition, digestion, and performance. That's over 85 years of continuous learning, and it won't stop anytime soon. More than 100 employees in the pursuit of animal excellence year-round. We stand proudly with the checkerboard. It represents the 100 million animals we feed every day, and the reason we never stop striving to deliver what they need to grow and thrive, to produce and win. The proof is in the numbers. And it begins here with us. 1,200 acres, 9 squares, 1 commitment. Look for the checkerboard. It's the only check you need.
We're back with our preview. There will be 4 rounds of Buck and Bull action during the 2014 Buck Day and Barbecue. Many folks ask if being a great futurity bull translates into being a great bull riding bull. Well, for an answer, look no further than tonight's $1 million Bull and Rider Tournament and 2 very special bulls. In action, 12 of the Jaynes Gang top rider bulls pitted against 12 young cowboys. Be on the lookout for a $1 million twosome. OMG, he's the 3rd winningest bucking bull of all time. He won the inaugural 2011 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship and has gone on to be an outstanding cowboy bull. And take a look at ZY He's Twisted, 2nd winningest bucking bull of all time. 2013 $1 million bucking bull champion. He is showing he will succeed with the cowboy on his back. Tomorrow, a full slate of action. First, the underdog for 2-year-old bulls who have never scored above an 84. 2 to watch. Bulls who have been knocking at the door to break out of the underdog class. First, Unknown Fever. He finished 4th in the Champions Tour underdog finale during the Academy of Country Music in April with an 82. Also take a look at Dirty Little Secret. He finished 5th in the underdog finale with an 81.5. The big boys will be up next on Saturday. Champions class, these are bulls primed and ready for the 2014 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. Make note of Jungle Wizard. He finished 2nd in the Champions Tour finale in Las Vegas, collecting $20,000, and finished strong in the very tough Texas Breeders' Classic earlier this month. Who's Cesek is gaining momentum. A high-price purchase during the All-In Players Championship during the 2013 National Finals Rodeo. This son of Houdini got off to a slow start in 2014, but has gained momentum, winning the Champions Tour Underdog finale for $10,000. He was also double entered in Las Vegas, finishing 4th overall in the Champions class. Next up will be the little guys. These are 2015 $1 million Bucking Bull Championship eligible bulls, bucking for their very first time in front of some very nervous owners. The big question, does Buck Day and Barbecue success translate into $1 million Bucking Bull Championship success? Let's look back at 2013. Yearling bulls, Arm Yourself, a son of Mossy Oak Mudslinger, was the top yearling bull. But he went on in his yearling year to finish 26th in the Lone Star Shootout and 14th in the Gold Buckle Challenge. And as a 2-year-old, he's finished out of the money. Champions Class 2013, Going Postal and Who's Special split the buckle, but neither was a top finisher in the $1 million Bucking Bull Championship. And in the Underdog, 2013 winner Who's Jacket finished 8th in the Bucking Bull Games NFR Second Chance Championship. Bottom line, soak in that glory while you can get it. Victory is certainly hard-earned. We'll be back with some closing comments in just a moment. You can own a bucking bull. No truck, no trailer, no ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 million bucking bull and take the journey of a lifetime, competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in bucking bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a bucking bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com. When guests stay at any Red Roof Inn across the United States, they immediately notice 2 things. First, what a great price they're getting for a clean and comfortable room, and then how helpful the Red Roof staff is. I sum it up as nice place with nice prices. And now when you stay at Red Roof Inn, those great rates are even better. In honor of the first year of Bucking Bull TV, Red Roof Inn is offering our viewers an amazing 20% off discount anytime you stay at one of their inns. Just call Red Roof Inn Reservations and give them the code 612-322 or enter the code at www.redroofinn.com. Red Roof Inn, the official motel partner of Bucking Bull TV. And don't forget, your pets are always welcome for free. Buck Day and Barbecue has been the starting ground for a number of bulls that have gone on to be high-stake winners for their owners. OMG, ZY He's Twisted, and the 2013 PBR final round contender Stunt Like My Daddy all had their starts at this very same event. I'm Jeff Bressler. Thanks for joining me on this edition of the pregame show on Bucking Bull TV. From the Jaynes Gang Ranch in Orchard, Texas, you're watching Bucking Bull TV live coverage of the 2014 Buck Day and Barbecue. Today's Good evening, Buck and Bull fans. Jeff Bressler along with Jerry Hargis. And if you saw the pregame show, Jerry, we're here for the exclusive genetic Buck Day and Barbecue. Big event here out in Orchard, Texas. And really, when this event initially started, Jerry, a number of years ago, it was a bunch of owners coming out here to watch their yearling bulls buck for the first time. And the program has really evolved now. Obviously, the staple behind the program and what we're going to see tomorrow is these young yearlings that have never been bucked being bucked for the first time. But we're also going to see champions class bulls as well as underdog bulls in action tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. You know, you got to credit Billy Jaynes, always coming up with new ideas. You know, now we've got a classic with the bulls, and we're going to cow cut to those riders. You know, it's a new idea that he's started. It's really taken off, and well, the other bulls got the yearlings. So you got a little bit of everything, a little different age groups, and so it ought to be a lot of good bulls and a lot of good time for all the fans.
Business at hand here tonight is Bulls Bucking, $1 million bucking bull and rider tournament. We've had two of these so far, Jerry, one at the National Finals Rodeo, another one at the Academy of Country Music when we had the Champions Tour finale. Both have been very exciting. Should see some additional excitement here tonight that'll match what we've seen so far.
I tell you what, like it's a new way for the fans to get involved. You know, you basically are betting on which bull and rider you think can make the best matchup. And you know, out there during the NFR, we saw some really high stakes, and the bull riders get paid a lot of money just competing against a few other guys. So it's really a good event, and I see the same thing tonight, I think.
Now, before we go and talk about the riders, let's discuss some of the bulls. 3 seasoned veterans in here, 2 bulls that have won the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. One is OMG, winner of the initial 2011 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. How do you look at him and the way he's evolved over the last couple of years as a rider bull?
Well, I tell you what, just in my personal opinion, you know, I think the bull he probably peaked as his 2-year-old year. You know, he's a good, solid bull, the kind that the riders love to get on. You know, in this format, he still could do well because they're probably going to ride him 8 seconds more than likely. And so with that adding to his score, you know, it could bump his score up there. Another bull competed the same year as he did, Biohazard, has actually stepped up to be a better bull down the road with a rider. But I look tonight to see one of the young bucks like Jackrabbit. I think he'll step up and be a really good bull tonight.
I agree with that. We mentioned Biohazard. He won the 2013 $1 million Buck and Bull and Rider Tournament at the National Finals Rodeo. And ZY He's Twisted, another bull that's just starting his career with a rider on his back, and he's not named Twisted for no reason. Last year, as a matter of fact, Jerry, you had a very intimate encounter with ZY He's Twisted when he bucked as a 2-year-old right in this very arena.
I tell you what, last year at the same event, he tried to jump out over here. You know, we had several people go help out, and but yeah, that bull, he's got a little bit of screw loose. But you know, we've worked with him. Dennis Davis has done a great job with that bull, getting him calmed down. So you know, he hasn't grown up quite enough as some of these other bulls. So you know, he may be a little weak in this event, but you know. Picking the right rider, which is key to this event. You know, the owners can buy one of the smaller riders and they could get along really good.
So, Jerry Hargis, let's set the stage. We're having 12 bulls, all these bulls part of the Jaynes Gang training program. 12 riders will be here. What's going to happen is you're going to get the bull score plus the combined rider score if the rider stays on for 3 seconds or more.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's kind of like a format we've seen in the past, but you know, Billy Jaynes stepped up. It's a little bit different. So, you know, you want a bull that can be ridden. You know, the more time they ride them, the better.
Absolutely. So we mentioned that we have 12 bull riders here. Now, initially when the selection of bull riders started a few weeks back, Jerry, It really looked like Dennis Davis was going to take a lot of local guns, guys that have ridden in jackpots and are just really getting their start in associations like PRC and CBR, but it's really evolved over the last few weeks to having some top riders here. When we come back from the break, we're going to have Dennis Davis come in the arena. He's going to bring all 12 riders in and introduce them. And if you're watching at home, you're going to see some real surprises in the names of the riders that are joining us here tonight. So you're watching the $1 Million Bucking Bull and Rider Tournament as part of 2014 Buck Day and Barbecue from the Jaynes Gang Ranch in Orchard, Texas. We'll be back with the cowboy introductions in just a couple of moments. No ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 Million bucking bull and take the journey of a lifetime competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 Million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in bucking bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a bucking bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com. When guests stay at any Red Roof Inn across the United States, they immediately notice 2 things. First, what a great price they're getting for a clean and comfortable room, and then how helpful the Red Roof staff is. I sum it up as nice place with nice prices. And now when you stay at Red Roof Inn, those great rates are even better. In honor of the first year of Buck and Bull TV, Red Roof Inn is offering our viewers an amazing 20% off discount anytime you stay at one of their inns. Just call Red Roof Inn Reservations and give them the code 612-322 or enter the code at www.redroofinn.com. Red Roof Inn, the official motel partner of Buck and Bull TV. And don't forget, your pets are always welcome for free.
Hi, welcome to Advanced Auto Parts Tip of the Week. This week we're going to talk about your battery charging system. If your car won't start, it doesn't always mean that the problem is your battery. It could be any part of the charging system like the alternator or the starter. So be sure to find out exactly what the problem is before you buy parts you don't need. At most Advanced Auto Parts locations, we can test both the charging and the starting systems for free on most vehicles.
Jeff Ressler back in Orchard, Texas, along with my broadcast partner Jerry Hargis and Dennis Davis. Dennis, lead trainer here for the Jaynes Gang and exclusive genetics. And Dennis, in a lot of ways, you've been doing double duty here. First of all, you train all these bulls and haul all these bulls. So let's just talk about the bulls first. Jerry likes Jackrabbit. I'm really hot on Jackrabbit too. Where do you stand in terms of the bulls? Well, who do you pick to win tonight?
Well, of course, since I'm just around these bulls all the time, I kind of have a little special deal going on with all of them, and Jackrabbit's pretty good, but I'm looking at a Dangerous Doug or Biohazard. Those are 2 really good, solid bulls. Enjoy hauling them, and they buck really good.
All right, so that takes care of the bull end, Dennis. Now, one thing is I travel on the road with you a lot, and you have a great affinity towards cowboys. You really like these kids. You try to mentor a lot of them. You work with them. So I think you might have mixed feelings here on some of these matchups, whether you're going to be rooting for the bull or the rider or rooting for both.
Well, actually, I'm going to be rooting for both. I'm kind of like the crowd. Whenever you go to a bull riding event or a rodeo, 50% is for the cowboy and the other 50% is for the bull. So I'm just kind of rooting on everybody.
So, Dennis, a few weeks ago when we first started discussing the $1 million Buck and Bull and Rider tournament here, unlike Las Vegas or when we were there twice for both the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo, where we had a lot of cowboys of stature, we were initially talking about getting some young guns in here, and I think you've really produced well on the young guns. There's a lot of up-and-comers here that really show the ability to move on in CBR, PRCA, and PBR Touring Pro in the future. But you really surprised us by putting together some seasoned veterans, many who have already made their imprint on the exclusive Genetics Jaynes Gang program in our $1 million Buck and Bull and Rider tournament program.
Oh, absolutely. I just been, kind of excited about this group of guys that I got here. It was just a matter of time. I was going to, get a chance to get some of these South Texas guys, because there's some South Texas guys down here that can ride with anybody in the world. And so I just started calling them up when I had to go.
All right, two things I'm going to do. One you know about, one's going to be a real surprise. First of all, can you introduce the 12 riders and tell us a little about each rider?
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah, this is all my guys here. First of all, I got Casey Foster, if you step forward. I just noticed Casey Foster about a year or so ago at the NBBAs in Glen Rose, Texas, and it'll be nice if he kind of makes the short round, because one of the bulls that are in the short rounds at 622, and he did pretty good on 622, and I was kind of impressed with that, and so I brought him in. Then, of course, we got Codrick Murphy. This guy, me and this guy probably have, thousands and thousands of miles, together, and, we all know he's a cowboy, and he can ride anything. He's going to try hard with anything. And I've got Jonathan Brown. Jonathan Brown is a seasoned veteran, and he was willing to go just as soon as I brought him in. He's been kind of hurt, for a while, but now he's back. And I saw him a couple of weeks ago, and he fared pretty good on the bull. Then I have Zach Miles from Gonzales, Texas, which is a really good friend of mine, and we talk pretty often, and he says, hey, just whenever you need somebody, just kind of give me a call. But I noticed him last year in Las Vegas at the CBR, and he kind of got on some of our great bulls like 908 and bull we had called Change Up that we've just recently sent down to Florida. And then I have traveling partner, Bo Williams, and Bo, he's also a good friend of mine and a guy that I'm kind of high on who tries real hard, and I think he fits this format really good. And he's also a traveling partner with Zach. And then Neil Holmes, which is a household name. I see this guy all over the place, and you never ever want to bet a dime against Neil Holmes, because he can go 90 on any given day. You may think he's in a slump sometime, then he'll come back and go 93 points on JT when he turns back to the right for the very first time. And then we have, did Julius Williams make it in yet? He hasn't made it yet? Okay, we have a guy named Julius Williams who's on the way from Navasota, Texas, and this guy's pretty handy too, so we're expecting him to just kind of show up at any time now, because some of these guys are stuck in traffic. And then we have one of the young guns that I'm really high on, which is Demetrius Mitchell. Some of you guys may have heard of Teaspoon Mitchell, which is a really great bull rider in this area, and I'd argue to say he was one of the best in the world, just given the opportunity at one time, and we've hauled up and down the road a bunch. Well, this is his son, and I remember his son when he was a little baby, and he kind of grew up around rodeo, grew up around riding bulls, and he is really, really handy and just maybe one of the better guys here. And then I have Josh Barrentine, which is a good friend of mine. I was talking with him about bringing some bull riders in, and he's from Jones Bayou, Louisiana, and he's a 2012 CBR world champion. So that was a really good connection there, and it was able to kind of get him down here. That was good. And then Jacob Constance, which is his cousin, which is just as handy. I mean, this guy here can, he can really bear down, and he can ride just as good as anybody here. And then we have Jesse Parker, which is one of the South Texas young guns from around this area. He's also been out, for a while, but he's back now, and he covered a really nice one last week. So we're looking forward to this group of guys here and just kind of excited about them.
All right, so you knew you were going to introduce these cowboys because I told you that in advance. But now I'm going to really put you on the spot. I want you to pick out, so the folks here know that are going to try to cut on some of these matchups. Who's your top 5 picks?
Well, all these guys are my buddies, and I got to go back there in the back of the bucket shoots with them.
Come on.
But to my top 5?
Be brave here.
Okay, well, I think Maybe I don't have the top 5. I'll just give you my 5 best ones, and all of them can win, because either one of these guys could win at any time now. First of all, I mean, I had to go with the world champion, Josh Barentine. I mean, statistically, he is the better guy out here. You know, in 2012, he walked away with the gold buckle and walked away with, with all the money. His cousin that he brought down here, Jacob Constance, he's, like I said, he's pretty handy. I like him too. And I have to go with Demetrius Mitchell, the little youngster. He's got a bunch of talent. He rides really good. Then I have to pick, Neil Holmes and my good buddy, Codrick Murphy. I mean, those guys right there would probably have to be the, top 5 there picks.
And I understand those are all the guys you owe money to also. So,
Absolutely.
All right, well, Dennis, what we're going to do is Calcutta in a little while. We're going to match up Cowboys and Bulls, and we're going to let everybody here at Buck Day and Barbecue, especially those owners that have bulls in tonight, have the opportunity through Calcutta to decide which rider they would like on their bull. We'll be back with the Calcutta portion. See who's going to be riding these bulls in just a moment. You can own a bucking bull. No truck, no trailer, no ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 million bucking bull and take the journey of a lifetime, competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in bucking bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a bucking bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com.
Free fall training! It's how Advanced Auto Parts trains our staff to install your battery fast.
Jerry Hargis, and we have with us now Billy Jaynes, CEO of the Jaynes Gang, as well as, of course, Exclusive Genetics. And Billy, the first time we did a Buck and Bull and Rider tournament was back in Las Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo, and I think we made history. I mean, I just couldn't believe the packed house we had, the quality of the bulls and the quality of the Cowboys, and the program's grown ever since then.
Can we talk on that? You know, Jeff, I think it's the way of the future, these rider tournaments. Like I mentioned to our crowd earlier, we hope to take this to TV in a few years, bring in these great young riders that are hungry, that'll try hard, match them up with good bulls. And the fun thing, which all y'all are going to get to see out here on Buck and Bull TV, is we're going to let the people right here in the audience decide what rider gets on what bull, and they kind of get to bet on the riders, bet on the matchups, and have a little fun and get engaged. You know, y'all hadn't asked me my favorite, but 2 bulls that y'all haven't even mentioned, Dangerous Doug and Who's Willing. Those 2 bulls are cowboy-friendly bulls. One turns back in the gate to the left, one turns back the gate in the right. If somebody's just up there in the stands and wants to buy a bull with a cowboy, buy one of those 2 bulls, match them up with one of them guys like Codrick Murphy, Neil Holmes, Josh Barentine, you could walk away with a pile of money tonight.
So, Billy, if you just want to explain the rules once again so those at home can watch along and enjoy, and just so everybody here at the arena, we got a nice crowd here, as we always do for Buck Day and Barbecue. Just explain the rules once more for bidding.
Sure. What we're going to do is we're going to start the bidding at $250, and the high bidder in the crowd gets to pick whatever rider he wants. All 12 of those guys, the first bidder gets to pick between all 12 bulls, all 12 riders. So he truly has a choice. He wants to make the matchup. And that's usually when you get the Raging JTs against the Neil Holmeses and things like that. Raging JT's not here tonight, but that's where the guys that are really here to play, to gamble, to match them up and play the bucking bull games, they're going to do it. Now, what we do with the money for those y'all in the crowd, we take half the money that's bid and we put that in a pot. So if you match up the first, second, or third place ride tonight, and the ride's based on the bull score plus the ride time, you're going to win money tonight. The other half is going to go to these riders. Now, what I've done special, Jeff, for these riders tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. It's up to them. They make the whistle, they get $500. They don't make the whistle, they get nothing. If they're one of the three best that make the whistle, they're going to get invited back, and I've kept 3 bulls under par. Let's see, what else do I have? Under par and Never Say Quit and Diamondback, those 3 bulls. And if they can ride one of them 3, they get another $1,000. So these guys, just for riding 2 bulls tonight, can get $1,500. But the fun part's going to be seeing these fans match them up.
All right, Billy Jaynes, without further ado, why don't we start the bidding process here. And once again, somebody's going to, and I'll do the auction, somebody's going to make a bid. High bid gets to pick bull and cowboy. So we'll start, once again, $250. We're going to raise by $200 increments. $250. Here, going to bid $250, $250 to give me $250 to give. $250, $300. Here, going to bid $300, $300 to give me $300 to give. But what is it? $350 now. You're going to bid $350, $350 to give me $400. You're going to bid $400 to give me $450 now. Hey, you're going to bid $450, $450 to $500. You're going to bid $500, $500 to give me $550. Hey, you're going to bid $550, $550 to give me $600. You're going to bid $600 to give me $600 to give. What do you say to 6? 1 is 6. I'll say to 6, $600 to give me $600 to give. And you're going to bid $600, $650 now. Hey, you're going to bid $650, $650 to give me $650 to give. What do you say to 650? 1 is 650. I'll say to 650, $650 to give me $650 to give. 1 at $650, going out at $600. Last call $650.
I'm in here, right?
Jimmy Jaynes has it at
sorry.
$600, $650, $700. Here you're going to bid $750 now. Here you're going to bid $800. You're going to bid $800, $850. $900. You're going to bid 9. You got $850, $900 now. Hey, you're going to bid 9. You got a 9 to give me 9 to give. What it said? $900, $950. You're going to bid $950, $950 to give me $950 to give. 1 at $950. $1,000. You're going to bid $1,000 to give me $1,000. You're going to say $1,000. 1 at $1,000. $1,000 to give me $1,000 to give. $1,000 going out at $950. Last call $1,000 going out $950. Sold.
Tom Nunez buys. So he's the owner. Him and Vonnie own Biohazard, and I can almost guarantee you. I think I know who they're going to put on them. But I'm not going to make that decision. I'm going to let Tom decide here. What rider are you going with?
I'll take Josh Barentine.
Oh, he took Josh Barentine there. So I kind of thought he would go with Neil Holmes, who got on him at the finals the other day. Josh, have you seen this bull, Biohazard?
Yeah, I've seen him a few times. He'll be out there around the left, kind of blowing up. Pretty cool to get on.
Very cool to get on. They win more money on this bull. He's an 87, 86, 87, 88-point bull every time. If Josh should do his job and ride him 8 seconds, and that's why Tom paid the money, you're probably looking at first place when you take 88 plus 8 and be 96 points. Josh, good luck on him. You can go back and get ready. All right.
One down, 11 to go. Next matchup, $250. Here, you're going to bid $250, $250 to give me $300. You're going to bid $300 to give me $350 now. You're going to bid $400. You're going to bid $400 to give me $450. You're going to bid $500. You're going to bid $550. You're going to bid $550 to give me $600. You're going to bid $650. You're going to bid $700, $750. You're going to bid $750, $800. You're going to bid $800 to give me $800 to get $850. You're going to bid $850, $850 to get $900. You're going to bid $9. You get $900 to give me $900. You can say $900. 1 at 9. I'll sell you $9. You can buy it 9. 9 to give me $9 to give. 1 at 9 going out at $850. Last call in here at $900 going out at $850. Sold $850.
Dennis Peavy House buys back there. This will be interesting. He don't even have a bull back here, so he's playing to win right here. Where are we going, Dennis? Codrick Murphy. The man that's been winning, he wins it all. Him and Neil's won more money at our tournaments. And it could be, what bull are you going to put him on? You want to ask him or you got one for him? You have one favorite or you want? Oh, you want so dangerous, Doug? Are you all right with that? I hope you're all right with that, Brad. You were bidding, trying to get him on. Dangerous Doug. Now, you saw this bull at Vate. Now, right here, he was our champion at the Academy of Country Music. Walked away with $7,500 and got on Flab Slab twice. He got to watch Dangerous Doug. What is it about him you like?
Man, he's just a great bull. He's just out there right there around lifting the gate, and it's just like I have fun on him. So I think it'd be a great matchup.
And just like the first matchup, if he rides 8 seconds and Josh rides 8 seconds, we're going to have a pretty good matchup. I think Biohazard typically scores maybe a half a point or a point higher than Dangerous Doug, only because Dangerous Doug's still young. They're both pretty comparable bulls, so it should be a great matchup. Y'all both ride 8 seconds. Be fun to see what happens. Good luck, Codrick. Go get ready.
Third at 12 coming up now. 250. Here going to be 250, 250 to give me 250 to give. What is said at 250, 1 to 250. I'll say to 250, 250 to give me 250 to give. Anybody kind of 250, 300. Here going to be 3, you get 300 to give me 300. You can say to 3, you want to 3. I'll say to 3, you got to buy a 3, 300 to give me 300 to give. I got one bid at 250. Anybody can come to 300. What do you say to 300? I'm going to go out at 250. Come on here.
Is somebody bidding back there? You don't have to own a bull to get in this now, and if you're not sure of the matchups, we'll be happy to help you and tell you the good bulls with the good riders right here. But we're at 250 over here, and I just got a $300 bid right here. I got 300.
350 now. Here, you're going to bid 350, 350 to give me 350 to give. What is say to 3, 400? You're going to bid 4, you got 400 to give me to 400. You're going to say to 400, 1 to 400. I'll say to 400, 4 to give me to 4 to give. 1 to 4 going out at 350. Last call, and here at 400 going out at 350. Sold $350.
Jimmy Jaynes buys. Somebody's fixing to get ZYs twisted. So, I think Zach on ZY. Well, what do you know about Zach? You know who he is? Do you know who he is?
I got on his bull in Lubbock at the CBR last year. J908 outside the box.
Oh, okay. So he follows bull riders better than I do. Dennis, come on over here. Tell us a little bit about Zach. How do you think he's going to match up with ZY's twisted?
I think he's going to match up pretty good. I mean, Zach here, he's pretty tough, and he's kind of banged up a little bit, but he's a cowboy at the end of the day, and he'll take him.
I tell you what the trick's going to be, Zach, and I'm going to be there to help you as much as I can tonight, is at Vegas when they tied him in, they kind of pulled him up with Codrick, and they kind of choked him down and got his win. The key is going to be to get in there and get out, and if he does, I guarantee this bull's got lots of kick, lots of rhythm, going to turn back right there. The judges are going to mark him 88 points. And you're going to be 96 or 97 when it's all said and done. So I know he just paid to see you own him. Go do your job. All right. Thank you. So it's Kay, it's Jimmy Jaynes and LaDonna Connors are partners on that. Jaynes and Connors.
Next matchup, 250. Here you're going to bid 250, 250 to open. You got 250 to give me 250 to give. What is said is 300. You're going to bid 3. You got 300 to give me 300 to give. What is said at 3, 1 and 3. I'll say to 3. You're going to buy in 3, 300 to give me 300 to give. One bid at 250. Anybody coming to 3? What is said at 3, 1 and 3. I'll say to 3. Buy in 3, 3 to give me 3 to give. 350 going out at 300. Going out at 250. Last call 300. Going out 250. Sold
wow, lots of money to be won here. Good Cowboys, good Bulls left. Got 250. Anybody want to go 300? I guess we're sold at 250.
That's it, 250.
Yeah, you got 250 right here. Brad buys. Neil Holmes, one of our, he went second at our Las Vegas deal, and he's been hot at the CBRs. What are we putting him on? You want to ask him? I think Jackrabbit would be good. I'm trying to remember what bulls are left. You like them left or the right, Neil? It don't matter? Either way is fine. I'd go who's willing then. He's to the right, but he's the one to have to the right. That'd be all right? All right. Go get him, Neil. Good luck. Who's willing? Neil Holmes. You just stole him for $250. That is a nice bull to get on, a great bull rider right there. Let's rack them up again and go $250. Still a lot of good bull riders here.
250 to open. 250 to give me to 250 to get a set at 250 or 250, 300. You got a bid 3, you got 300 to give me 300 to give. Put a set at 3, 1 to 3. I'll say to 3. You got to buy a 3, 300 to give me 300 to give. Anybody can come here at 300. Going out with one bid again at 250. 300, 350. Hey, you're going to be 350, 350 to give me 350 to give me city 350, 1 to 350. I'll send it 350, 350 to give me 350 to give. 350 going out at 300, 350, 400. Hey, you're going to be 4. You got 400 to give me 400 to get a set of 4. You 1 to 4. I'll say to 4, 400 to give me 400 to give. 1 to 400 going out at 350. Last call at 4 going out $350. Sold.
Skippy Johnston buys. Were you by yourself there, or you got any partners? Skippy and Linda Johnston. $350. Now remember, we're paying three monies, first, second, and third. You just got to have one of the best three matchups. Who you going with?
Looking for a left-handed rider.
How many left-handed riders we got? Raise your hand. And boy, this is one. There's two. This is one that Dennis is super high on. Teaspoon Mitchell's son.
We'll put him on Who Did He Buck?
Who Did He Buck? Boy, there's a good matchup right there. Bulls kind of a little bad in the box, a little buck and kick in there, but I'm talking about the one to get on once you get out of the box on. Lots of kick, lots of rhythm, turns back to the left. Now, he didn't ask, even though it's pretty normal for a left-handed rider to like him to the left. Do you like him to the left?
I don't matter what I get on.
Don't matter at all. Well, you got a good one to get on tonight. He's going to be on this side. He's going to take one jump, lots of kick, and spin to the left. Go stick it on him.
Moving along, 250 to open the next one. 250 to give me 250 to give, 300. Hey, you're going to get a 300 to give me 300 to give me set it 3 1 3. I'll say to 3, going to buy a 3 300 to give me 300 to give. One bid at 250, coming at 3. Anybody can come in at 3 3 to give me 3 to give. 350. He got to be at 350 to give me 400. You got to be to 4. You got a 400 to give me to 400. Going to say to 4. You want a 4. I'll say to 4. You got to buy a 4. 400 to give me to 400 to give. And you got to have a 450 now. 450. I'm looking for. Anybody going to be 450? 450 to give me to 450 to give. One at 450. Going out at 400. Last call in here at $450. Going out at $400. Sold $400.
Dick Dowell buys. Dick Dowell doesn't have a bull in the competition tonight. He chose not to enter Shifty and Diamondback, but he's going to come here to win. Who you got, Dick? He wants the kid on the end's what he said. He likes the kid on the end right here. I come with Josh Barentine. You got a bull for him? Jacob Constance. How are you, Jacob? He put you on a really, really nice bull, a little bull called Black Don't Crack. I'm sure you hadn't seen these bulls much yet, but I hope you like them to the right, and I hope you like them nice, because this bull's just got medium kick, turns back to right, and just gets it on, and just a dream bull to get on. Do you like them to the right?
Yes, sir.
You like them better to the right?
Around the left better. I'll make it happen.
You'll make it happen for Dick Dowell there. He's put his money on you. Little black bull, he's going to be on this side out of the right-hand delivery, and he's going to just step out of the gate and get it on the right. So go stick it on him. Good luck.
Next matchup, 250. 250 to give me 250 to get set at 250. One at 250, 300. You get a bit 3, you get a 300 to give me 300. Get set at 3. You want a 3, I'll say to 3. Going to buy a 3, 300 to give me 300 to give. Anybody going to be 350 now? Whoop, I got Dennis at 3, 350, 400 now. Billy's got 350. I want 400. Hey, you got a bit, you get a 4, you got a 400 to give me to 400. You're going to say to 400. You want a 400, I'll say to 400. 400 to give me to 400 to give. I got 350 Billy's way. Anybody going to give me to 400? What do you say to 4? Want a 4, I'll say to 4. 400 to give me to 400 to give. Want a 400 going out 350. 400, 350 Billy's way.
No, here. Bob Wisnat. So Bob owns a Bull Who's jacket here. I'm sure he's going to put somebody on him. Okay, I tell you what I need. I need everybody that likes, he's got a black muley, got a little bit of hop and skip to him, turns back to left, and then just gets it on, backs up and packs you in there. I got any left-handed riders like to get on something like that?
Ty Ridings.
Yeah, Dennis said, before you even raised your hand, he said, that's Ty Ridings kind of bull right there. He said, so Ty's Who's jacket, he's a black muley, little Skirhorn bull, going to be on this side over here. Going to be a little bucky for you for about 2 jumps and try to kind of jack you out over his front end. And then when he turns back, if you'll stay packed in there, he's just going to back up and just get it on and just drift, and you're going to be a bunch of points on him. And Dennis has been telling me about you, so I want to see you try as hard as he says you do. So get in there and go ride Who's jacket right there. Bob Wisnat, Ty Ridings, and Who's jacket. Bob, you just in time because I think that's the last left-handed rider right there. $250.
250 to give me 250. Get him set at 250. One at 250. I'll set at 250. 250. 300. You get a bit 3. You get a 300. You get a 300. Get set at 3. One at 3. I'll set at 3. You got to buy a 3. 350. 350 now. You get a bit 350. 400. You get a bit 4. You get 400. You get me to 400. You get a set at 4. You want a 4. I'll set at 4. 450. 450. 450 to give me 500. You get a bit 5. You get a 5 to give me to 5. You're going to say to 5. You want a 5. I'll say to 5. You get a 500. You give me to 500 to give. Anybody going to come in at 5? Billy's holding a bit at 450. Anybody going to come in at 500? 500 to give me to 500 to give. One at 5 going out at 450. Last call at 5 going out $450. So $450.
All right, that's going to be Bob again. You want to do the same thing? Pull my finger. We're going to let Dennis match this up since Dennis knows all these guys right here. We got a big white Houdini son, really big for his size for 3 years old. Probably one of the bigger bulls in the back, Dennis. Lots of kick. The bull's a little bit inconsistent, but if he has his day, he's going to be one jump and to the left. If he goes out there a little ways, he's probably going to spin to the right. This bull, what Bob and his partners are hoping for is this bull goes right in the left, right in the gate to the left, and we have a rider there that can stay with him. Who are you going to go with?
Even though Casey's right-handed, I want to go with Casey. Casey bears down real good, and that's what it's going to take for pull my fingers. He's going to have to bear down.
All right, Casey, come on over here and tell us what's it like. I know this is a brand new format for you here, and not even usually getting there. What I got drawed and everything, you got to go stand out in the arena and let somebody back there maybe drinking a beer decide what bull you're going to get on right there. What's it feel like?
Oh, it feels good. I'm just ready to ride and win some money.
Just ready to ride and win some money. Well, I guarantee you Bob Wisnat's ready for you to ride and win you and him some money. So go on back there and get ready. Good luck on Pull My Finger.
Was that backdraft, Billy?
No, Pull My Finger.
Oh, pull my finger, okay. $250 now. $250 to open. You're going to bid $250, $250 to give me the $250 to give. What do you say to $250? Want a $250? I'll say to $250, $250 to give me the $250 to give. Let's get it open here. $250, $300. Hey, you're going to bid $300, $300 to give me the $300 to give. What do you say to $300? $300, $350. You're going to bid $350, $350 to give me the $350 to give. What do you say to $350? Want a $350? I'll say to $350, $350 to give me the $350 to give. Anybody going to come in here at $350? I got a bid up here at $300, $350, $400 now. Hey, you're going to bid at $450. You're going to bid at $450, $450 to give me the $450 to give. What do you say to $450? Want a $450? I'll say to $450, $450 to give me the $450 to give. Want a $450 going out at $400? $450, $500. Hey, you got a bid? You get a $5. You get a $500 to give me the $500. You're going to say to $5. Want a $5? I'll say to $5. $550. Hey, you got a bid? You get a $550. $550 to give me the $550 to give. What do you say to $550? Want a $550? I'll say to $550. $550 to give me the $550 to give. Want a $550 going out at $500? Last call $550 going out $500. Sold $500.
We got Peter Levesque coming over here to tell me. And by the way, Peter and most of y'all know what used to be his lovely friend, Kim, is now his lovely wife, Kim Levesque. Peter and Kim Levesque, a big round of applause for them two. Just recently got engaged and married. Well, not engaged, got married. So, Peter, what are we going to do here?
I'd like the gentleman here on the left.
Little bitty small guy.
Darian Lau? Darian. Darian. I'd like Darian to ride the next bull. Which bull? Good question.
You want us to pick it? I tell you what, I was looking at that guy right there, and I'm going to tell you what I would pick. I know he's left-handed, but we got a little bull back there that needs a little rider. The little bull's name is Backdraft. The Backdraft bull won 2 Champions Tours. He's going to be on this side, Darian. He's going to kick out of there and have a lot of kick, and he's going to spin to the right now. So I hope you can ride him to the right just as well as the left. But you're a little guy. This is a little bull. This little bull can be 88, 89, 90 points. He spotted bull, and I think you're the man for him. I didn't want to see any of these other bigger guys get on him, so you picked him, and I put him a good bull right there. So Peter's from Canada, he says go get him.
Can we just get the rider in that bull for Kay?
And on your way by there, can you come check in, please? What's his name? Darian. You need to come check in with the secretary. Before we auction these last 3 guys off, I want to tell y'all what the Calcutta is going to pay right now so y'all can see what you can win by gambling on one of these 3 guys. Kay, what do we got? What's first? Right now, first place is $1,112. Second place, $667, and $445 for third. That's without selling these last 3 guys. So it's going to get up there around the $1,500 mark if you can match one of these guys on here. I'm not even sure what 3 bulls we got left here. Do you have them, Jeff? Do you know what they are, the 3 bulls?
Yeah.
Well, tell us what 3 bulls we got left. I know Jackrabbit's still in there.
Jackrabbit's still in here. Little Wheelhouse.
Little Wheelhouse. There's a cowboy-friendly sucker right there. And OMG. Oh, my goodness. I'd bet on any one of these guys on them 3 bulls right there, and you win $1,500 and probably buy these guys for $200, $400. Let's sell one, Jeff. $250.
250. Hey, you're going to bid 250, 250 to give me 250 to 300. You're going to bid 3, you got a 300 to give me 300. You're going to say to 300, you want 300. I'll say to 300, going to buy a 300, 300 to give me 300 to give. Got a bid at 250, 350 now. Hey, you're going to bid, you got a 350, 350, 400. You're going to bid 4, you got a 400, 450. Hey, you're going to bid, you got a 4, 500. You're going to bid 5, you got a 500, you got a 550 now. Hey, you're going to bid 550, 550 to give me 550. Going to say to 550, going to 550. I'll say to 550, 550 to give me 550 to give. 1 to 550 going out of 500. Last call 550 going out $500. Sold $500.
Jimmy Jaynes and Bob Wisnap buys, and Jim. So just put Jim, and Bob. And what are we going with? They won OMG. The guy all the way to the right, Jesse Parker. He's nodding his head like he likes it. Jesse, it's been a while. I hadn't seen you around. How you been doing?
I've been doing all right. I took a little break off, coming back, feeling good.
Healthy?
Yeah, real healthy. Been riding good. Won last weekend in Alvin.
So you're hot. We know confidence and riding good is the name of the game in this. Have you seen the OMG bull before?
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times. I know he'll go out there either way, be right there.
And just all you got to do now, you stump your toe, he'll throw you off, like any bull will. But you just ride and ride hard, you'll go the whole 8 seconds and be a bunch of points.
Yes, sir. I'm giving it my all.
Go get him, Jesse. Hey, well, he talked the bidders up a little bit better than y'all did, apparently. All right, we got 2 bull riders and 2 bulls left. 2 great bulls still in the Little Wheelhouse and Jackrabbit. Let's sell them, Jeff.
250. Hey, you're going to be 250, 250, 300. You're going to be 300, 300. You give me 300 to give. Would you say to 300? 1 to 300. I'll say to 300, 300. You give me 300 to give. Anybody going to come at 300? I got 1 bid at 250. What do you say to 300? 1 to 300. I'll say to 300, 300, 350. Hey, you're going to bid 350, 350 to give me 350 to give. Anybody going to come at 350? I got a bid at 300. What do you say to 350? Going to go out at 300. Last 350, 400. Hey, you got a bid. You got a 4. You got a 400 to give me to 400. You're going to say to 4. You want a 4. I'll say to 4. 400 to give me to 400 to give. You want a 400? 450. Hey, you're going to bid at 450, 450 to give me 450 to give. But what do you say to 450? 1 to 450. I'll say to 450, 450 to give me 450 to give. Going to go out at 400. 450, 400. It's sold.
400. LaDonna Connors. Are you by yourself or part? Jimmy Jaynes and LaDonna Connors. Who y'all going with? You got Little Wheelhouse or Jackrabbit? Jackrabbit. Boy on the left. And Bo Williams on a bull called Jackrabbit. Bo, this bull's got a ton of kick right out of the gate, going to turn back to the left. If you don't get around the corner, he's going to put you on the back of your head right there. But if you get around the corner, he's going to have lots of rhythm, lots of kick. Almost looks like a bareback horse bucking. But you're going to have to get around that corner and ride hard. How do you like him to the left?
That's fine. I like them all.
Well, go get him, Jackrabbit and you. We got 1 man left. What's his name? Jonathan Brown. He's going to get on Little Wheelhouse, which I think is the most rider-friendly bull in the deal. He's going to step out of the gate, 1 jump, and just spin to the left, just a little Brindle Muley. Nice. He's going to be about an 84-point bull, but Jonathan's going to ride him, so you're going to get a 92, 93 score. Remember, we're paying 3 monies, so you can gamble on this man right now for $250. Do we have anybody who wants to bid? I got a bid right here, $250.
250. Hey, you're going to bid at 250, 250 to give me 250 to give. Take a shot here at 250. Last bull. 250, 250, 250, 300. You're going to bid at 3. You got a 300 to give me 300. You said at 3. You want a 3. I'll say to 3. 300 and 350 now. Hey, you're going to bid at 350, 350 to give me 350. You got a 3 400. You're going to bid at 4. You got a 400 to give me 400 to give. Last call here 400. Last bull 400. You're going to bid 4 to give me the 4. You're going to say to 4. You want 450. You're going to bid 450, 450 to give me the 450 to give. What do you say to 450? 1 to 450. I'll say to 450, 450 to give me the 450 to give. 1 to 450 going out of 400. Last call 450, 500. You're going to bid at 5. You get a 500 to give him to 500 to give. What do you say to 5? What to 5? I'll say to 5. 500 to give him to 500 550. Hey, you're going to get a 550, 550 to give him to 550. You're going to say to 550, 550 to give him to 550 to give. And you're going to bid at 550. I'm going to go out to 500. Last call in here at 550. Going out at $500. Sold $500.
Yeah, you got in there, but you waited so long. But you know what? Sometimes being last is first. How do you want me to put on Truax and Gaffney? Truax and Gaffney will be the buyers. And look at, they're rooting you on, yeah. He's got a great bull to get on. Jeff, Jerry, back to you.
Jerry Hargis, things are ready. First of all, I got a text while we were doing that auction, believe it or not, which is kind of rude, and somebody wanted to know if Oreo has become one of our sponsors because of this black-white deal, but I don't think that's the case. Any surprise in any of these matchups?
I wouldn't say surprising. You know, some really good matchups. You know, we got some good guys here, some good bulls. You know, I think really all the matchups are, you know, anybody could win.
All right, we'll be right back. We're going to have bucking bull action. Let's buck some bulls in just a minute. You're watching the $1 Million Bucking Bull and Rider Tournament over Bucking Bull TV. You can own a bucking bull. No truck, no trailer, no ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 million bucking bull and take the journey of a lifetime competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in bucking bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a bucking bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com. When guests stay at any Red Roof Inn across the United States, they immediately notice 2 things. First, what a great price they're getting for a clean and comfortable room, and then how helpful the Red Roof staff is. I sum it up as nice place with nice prices. And now when you stay at Red Roof Inn, those great rates are even better. In honor of the first year of Bucking Bull TV, Red Roof Inn is offering our viewers an amazing 20% off discount anytime you stay at one of their inns. Just call Red Roof Inn Reservations and give them the code 612-322 or enter the code at www.redroofinn.com. Red Roof Inn, the official motel partner of Bucking Bull TV. And don't forget, your pets are always welcome for free.
Hi, welcome to Advanced Auto Parts Tip of the Week. This week we're going to talk about your battery charging system. If your car won't start, it doesn't always mean that the problem is your battery. It could be any part of the charging system like the alternator or the starter. So be sure to find out exactly what the problem is before you buy parts you don't need. At most Advanced Auto Parts locations, we can test both the charging and the starting systems for free on most vehicles.
Jeff Bressler back with Jerry Hargis as we come up to the broadcasting booth and get ready for some Bucking Bull action. Jerry Hargis' first bull up is Who's Jacket. Who's Jacket just 1 year ago out of that same delivery here in the arena won the Underdog Championship and went on to finish 8th in the Second Chance Championship, finished 5th in Champions Tour #1. So nice bull here in Who's Jacket. Matched up with Ty Riddings. Ty Riddings, one of the Southeast Young Guns at a nearby Navasota, Texas. Jerry?
Yeah, I tell you what, Jeff, this bull is a really good bull. What I like, he really gets in there, and he floats around there, and once he turns back, this bull really gets it on. It should be a really good matchup. Guy's left-handed. The bull should go left, but he could go either way, but good matchup right here. Well, I tell you what, Jeff, Who's Jacket brought not. I mean, he come out there, had a little trouble coming out, but he fired, kicked over his head, threw that cowboy right down there over his head.
So once again, Jerry Hargis, I mean, we were able to see a lot out of Who's Jacket there in a very short amount of time. I mean, he came out of the gate with an explosive burst there. But don't forget, it's a combined bull and rider score. The rider has to stay on for a few seconds to really show the bull.
Yeah, unfortunately, for this style of event where the amount of rider time is added to the score, really not going to be a good score out there. The bull's probably not going to place. We got about a 1 second, and if the bull rider rides less than 3, they don't get counted anyways on the bull.
So once again, in our format tonight, bull score combined with rider score. Covered rides $500 for the rider, and that gives them the opportunity also to get into our short go with 3 special bulls, $1,000 to the winner there. Coming up next is going to be Backdraft. Backdraft, son of Houdini out of the Great Dam Dipping Sal. Backdraft, as Billy Jaynes mentioned a little earlier in the evening, won 2 Champions Tour events last year, won the first event that took place in Hamilton, Texas, finished 12th in the $1 Million Buck and Bull Championship, $12,500. One thing that this bull's going to have going against him as he moves along as a rider bull, Jerry, perhaps will be his size. But tonight we have a small rider on a small bull.
Yeah, when you got a small bull like this, you got to kind of bring him on slow like they've done right here. And luckily got to pick a good small rider right here. So, I look to see this bull, gain some confidence tonight. Should be good for the bull and rider both.
And the rider on this bull, Darian Lowe. Bull owned by Dan and Tina Cox out of Elgin, Illinois. Dan, former firefighter. 82.29 the score for Who's Jacket. And once again, Jerry, 82.29, just did not have an opportunity to show his stuff to the judges as Ty Ridding was dismounted there in just a little over a second.
Yeah, probably not going to earn him a check. I got to give it to this cowboy right here. He's sticking with this bull. He laid down the chute. Like I say, he's a young bull, hadn't had a rider on his back too many times probably. The guy did a good job. Anytime the bull lays down, the guy just sticks right in there with him. I mean, he's pretty tough right there.
So great to be bucking bulls here at the Jaynes Gang Ranch in Orchard, Texas. And we'll be seeing cowboy bulls again at the end of June on Buck and Bull TV. Talk to you about that in a minute. Hang in there, cowboy. Good effort on Backdraft.
I tell you what, that's a nice little bull. He kind of gets out there a little away from the spin and gets what they call a welly, pulls that guy down over in the spin right there. And, he luckily gets away unscathed. But really nice chirp for this young bull right here. A guy gives him a try, gives some effort. He'll give a few seconds added on to that bull score. So should definitely surpass the first bull out. But, nice effort for bull and rider both.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And as you were mentioning, Jerry, one mark of a young bull rider that has a future. First of all, the kid's got a lot of grit. He hung on as long as he could, and he wasn't intimidated by the bull who was acting up in the chute. So waiting on a score for Backdraft and see if Darian Lowe got those extra rider time with the 3 seconds. Who's Willing is going to be coming up next. Who's Willing, Billy Jaynes' choice here to win the $1 Million Buck and Bull and Rider Tournament. Finished 5th at Champions Tour number 2, 84.5 points. At that time, we were bucking with Boudreaux on the bulls' backs. This bull, of course, owned by everybody's favorites, Larry and Vicky Knopsinger out of California. Score on the bull, 87.44. That's 3.84 for the rider. And total combined score, 87.44. So Backdraft and Darian Lowe.
Good solid score right there. We'll have to wait and see. It's probably a little low for this format right here. I'm sure we'll see some bulls up in the 90s as we progress right here. Still got a lot of good matchups left. But right here is a fantastic matchup. A Neil Holmes getting on Who's Willing. Who's Willing's bull that, has over 7,000 in earnings so far. But, Neil, there's no telling how much lifetime earnings he's got. This guy's been all over the world. He's been on a ton of great bulls. And here's a guy that's going to show up, and at any given day, he can wow you with a 90-plus point score.
We have 2 riders riding tonight, both Neil Holmes and Codrick Murphy, who really have done just an outstanding job in both the PRCA Pro Rodeos as well as CBR and PBR Touring Pros, both of them underrated riders. So we're looking at the first of two guys that I really consider to be underrated and two of the best cowboys in the country. Right here, Neil Holmes on Who's Willing. Neil Holmes, of course, we have a special liking for here because Neil from nearby Houston, Texas, as well as Codrick, have a bunch of bull riders here other than Josh Barentine and his cousin Jacob Constance. Most of these riders really within striking distance of Orchard, Texas.
Yeah, right here in down south, you got a handful of guys that have shown themselves on a national stage, but really there's just a ton of guys down here that have a lot of try, a lot of heart, and a lot of talent once they get going down the road.
Mentioning before, well, we'll mention it again after Neil. Man, Neil Holmes just never really got a good seat on that bull as he came out to shoot.
Well, I tell you what, very uncharacteristic right here for Neil, but that's a big stout bull to just be a 3-year-old. And when he comes out there and kicks out, he really snatches his head back, as you can see right here on the replay. And as a bull rider, once you get your head popped back, you don't know where you're at. You know, he's getting his arms straightened out. There's really no chance once he makes that corner right there.
Yeah, so Neil Holmes, no time there. We'll have the score for Who's Willing in just a moment. I was mentioning that next time we're going to have bull riding action is January 28th as Buck and Bull TV heads to Glen Rose, Texas for one of the big Derby events of the year. That's the NBBA Texas Bash Derby, another event that's coming up on right around 10 years and has a lot of history like the Texas Breeders' Classic that we were at a few weeks ago. So June 28th, next broadcast for Buck and Bull TV. NBBA's Texas Bash Derby, also a futurity taking place with that.
So far, Jeff, we got an 87.44 for Backdraft leading it. So we'll see how he comes in. You know, definitely another bull that didn't get any help from the rider. So it'll be interesting to see the score on Who's Willing.
Black Don't Crack's going to be coming up next. This bull scored 86.40 at the Academy of Country Music Bull and Rider Tournament. Billy Quaid Phillips staying on for a little over 2 seconds. Black Don't Crack won the Boudreaux event at Champions Tour 2 in Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Jerry, you have a score there.
Yeah, 87.27.
87.27 for Who's Willing. So Backdraft still remains the top bull of the evening. Black Don't Crack, Jacob Constance out of Johnson Bayou, Louisiana, cousin to Josh Barentine. See how this Louisiana bull rider does here in just a moment on Black Don't Crack. Black Don't Crack, a bull that's really been coming on here in 2014. It looks like he's going to turn into a real nice cowboy bull.
Yeah, really nice bull. Jumps out there, real speedy. Just has some nice spin. Got a kind of bull that he should ride right here. Here we go, right there in the gate. Get himself out of the well. Well, I tell you what, he's knocked out just a little bit there. Bullfighter's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I think Jacob, the way he landed on his back, man, he just had the wind totally knocked out of him.
Well, I tell you what, that bull really bucked. That's probably one of the better trips I've ever seen that bull. You know, bull riders really trying, really making a hand, but that bull doesn't have a lot of kick to keep him up on his rope. So what happens is he pulls him down on the well right there, and then, boy, it shoots him up there about 10 feet in the air, right on the back of his shoulders there, and that's hard to, you know, it's going to knock you out about every time you land just like that. But really good bull right there, and I tell you what, he rode him long enough that we're going to see a good score right here, Jeff.
Yeah, it really appears that Jacob did make that 3 seconds plus, and he's doing fine now. Again, just the way he landed, Jerry Hargis, you know, I think he just totally had the wind knocked out of him. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, right there landing on the back of his, you know, shoulder blades right there. And that's just a tough, you know, the ground's a little hard right here. It's really tough land. But I got to give it to these bullfighters. They did a fantastic job of keeping that bull out of the way as, you know, the other cowboys came in and get Jacob there to safety.
So let's take a look here. 4.19 seconds, 89.19. 89.19. So Black Don't Crack now moves into the lead.
So that shows you, Jeff, right there that you really need the rider to stay on longer. You know, he got the good 4 seconds right there. You know, Who's Willing was a really good bull, but, you know, when you only get 1 second to add to it, it just doesn't help you out at all.
Next bull up is Hootity Buck, owned by Skip and Linda Johnston, out of Fairbanks, Alaska. Houdini, sharp-dressed woman. This bull was in the Second Chance Championship as a 2-year-old, finished 20th there. And Hootity Buck is being ridden by, I think it's Demetrius Mitchell, absolutely. Teaspoon Mitchell's son out of Houston, Texas. Dennis Davis saying that Demetrius really an up-and-coming cowboy and should follow in his dad's footsteps. So Demetrius Mitchell Jr. on Hootity Buck.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is an interesting matchup right here. Hootity Buck, he's got some timing, but he's got just a tad bit of hop and skip sometimes. So, it could be a little tough on the rider. But from what I hear, this kid's got a ton of try and a ton of talent. So, right here, it should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, so 3 bulls in a row that perform well. Black Don't Crack, Who's Willing, and Backdraft. And as you said, Jerry, it really looks like when you're able to sit on that bull for a while and you got a good bull and can show them off a little, it's going to put you to the top of the leaderboard as a bull owner. Tonight, as we mentioned, bull riders $500 for a qualified ride, $1,000 if you make it on a challenge bull. For the bull owners tonight, stock contractors, first place $4,500, second place $2,700, third place $1,800 as we wait for Hootity Buck and Demetrius Mitchell Jr.
So as we mentioned earlier, we're not placing the riders per se. They've got to make 8 seconds, and they got a guaranteed check. So, so far we haven't seen 8-second rides, but it's interesting to know that you don't have to beat any particular score. All you have to do is ride your bull and get a check. Bull's acting up just a tad bit in here, but he's toughening up. Like Dennis said, he's a cowboy, and he's going to get in there and get out.
Yeah, I've been impressed with all the bull riders so far this evening, especially some of these younger guys that I really haven't had the opportunity to watch in action before. So next bull getting ready to go here. And we got a bunch of bull riding events that are going to be taking place this summer. If you keep on checking on Buck and Bull TV, you'll see the schedule. But working on a couple of great classic events that are going to be taking place this summer. One in open bull riding that really has national renown. So keep your eyes on Buck and Bull TV to watch our schedule as we start posting events for June, July, and August. Once again, dealing with a lot of younger bulls here, Jerry Hargis, that really have not been bucked that much with riders on their back. So getting that little nervous jingles in the chute.
Yeah, it's really tough when you've got these young bulls. They just haven't had this exact experience too much in their lifetime, and it's a whole different deal from when you go to putting a dummy on and putting a guy on there that's putting spurs on their side. I mean, it's a whole different feeling for them. As you can see, every time he starts to slide up and get ready, bull rider's going to squeeze down just a little bit and get ready, and when he does, this bull bucks forward. I got to give it to him. He's staying there. He didn't re-pull this time. Hopefully,
right.
he didn't lose his grip too much. He can get in there and get out on him. They're just trying to get him to look the right way. He's looking at the back chute. As a bull rider, you never want to take a bull look in the opposite direction.
Looks like he's getting close to giving us the nod here. And once again, it's the old discussion I always have with Jerry. How long do you sit in the box for before you give that nod? It looks like he's ready to give the nod.
Here we go. Hop, skip around the right. Here we go. Jeff started a fantastic bull ride. I thought he was going to make it a few more seconds than that, but bull had just kind of a little bit of hop and skip across there, what we talked about, turn back right there to the left, and once he did, he really gassed it up. He had a good seat for just a little bit there, but then got him to the outside, and, I got to give it to him. He tried hard right there, and appreciate these Cowboys coming out and trying hard for us.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about Buck and Bull TV, Jerry Hargis, is a lot of people that watch Buck and Bull TV obviously are also fans of the PBR, PRCA, and CBR, and they get to see the top bull riders in the country. And I think it's true for a lot of folks here tonight also. They don't have the opportunity to see some of these young and upcoming cowboys that really have a lot of grit. And I will give the group of bull riders tonight, I give them an A+ just for their determination and some of these guys showing the ability that's showing me that in the near future they're going to be stars in the CBR, PBR, and PRCA.
That's right. And you mentioned these guys go to all these different events. You know, they'll go to PRCA one weekend, maybe CBR the next.
Little Wheelhouse coming up next. 5.41 seconds, 91.01, 91.01.
So new leader here for Who Did He Buck.
So Skip and Linda have to be happy here as Who Did He Buck moves to the lead. Little Wheelhouse up next. On Little Wheelhouse is Jonathan Brown out of Houston, Texas. Jonathan Brown been injured over the last couple of years, traveling partner of Neil Holmes. So anxious to see Jonathan Buck here. Never had the opportunity to watch him in action before.
This bull should be away from his hand, but I don't think Little Wheelhouse is going to give him a ton of trouble. He should just be a nice spinner right there. You know, the kind of guy's going to love to get on. And since he got picked last, I'm thinking he might have a little chip on his shoulder. Say, hey, I'm going to ride this bull and show you that you should pick me earlier.
Vivanco, Hargrave, Sherlock, owners of Little Wheelhouse.
Got him a seat right here. Making the perfect moves right there. Here we go.
Floats on. Oh. Man, right around the 7-second mark there. Big round of applause for Jonathan Brown on Little Wheelhouse.
Well, Jeff, just short of the whistle. But I tell you what, he had him a perfect seat. He's making all the right moves. He's going away from his hand. He's shifting his weight over there. He's keeping his free arm still, not getting too excited with it. I mean, just making all the right moves. And right there, he starts to gets his hips slid out just a little bit, get his weight to the outside of spin, and right there about 7 seconds, that's all she wrote.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice rodeo kind of bull there in Little Wheelhouse. Give you a little action, pretty rider friendly.
So you can see Dennis Davis in the background. You know, he's worked with these bulls, but he also knows these riders. You see him cheering on. I'm sure he's cheering for both the bull and rider.
So we're going to have a score here for Little Wheelhouse in just a moment. Once again, Who Did He Buck, owned by Skip and Linda Johnston, the leader, 91.01 points, a combined bull rider score there. Pull My Finger is going to be up next. Pull My Finger, 8th in Champions Tour number 2, 14th in Champions Tour number 1, second at the Second Chance Championship. So Pull My Finger up next.
Here's a Houdini son right here that's won about $13,000 so far. As we see the score coming in right here, 91.62, Jeff.
Whoa, 91.62. For Little Wheelhouse. Little Wheelhouse now in the lead.
That's 3 bulls in a row, Jeff, that everyone has taken a new lead, and we just keep getting higher and higher scores, though. And we're only halfway through and already getting a few 90 points on the book.
Man, Jerry Hargis, we're talking about the bull riders. What about this pen of bulls we've seen so far? Nothing has disappointed as of yet. As we wait on Pull My Finger.
Got a really great set of bulls right here, and Pull My Finger is going to be another one of these big, stout bulls for his age. He's only 3 years old, but he's got a big frame on him. I think this will be a good bull as his future progresses. He's going to keep getting better and better.
And rider on that bull is Casey Foster. Casey Foster also out of Houston, Texas. Casey Foster, we're talking about going to the NBBA at the end of June for the Texas Bash. We'll probably see Casey Foster there, as he's one of those regular bull riders that you see in NBBA derbies and classics.
I tell you, Jeff, when you look this guy up on Pro Bull Stats, which is where you pretty much all your kept stats are going to be, you won't see very much information on this guy. But I've seen this guy ride, and I'll tell you what, he's a hand. He went to some derbies last year, and I think he got on some bulls for us. And this kid can really ride. He's really going to try hard every single time he goes out.
So Pull My Finger needs to settle down in the chute. Once again, a leader, Little Wheelhouse, 91.62, currently sitting in second. Who Did He Buck? Third place, currently belonging to Black Don't Crack. Once again, in the Bull and Rider tournament, paying out 3 monies, $4,500 to win.
$2,700 for second, $1,800 for third place. So pull my finger, Casey Foster getting ready.
I'll tell you what, you got to give it to him. He's toughing it out and getting in there. He's going to call for him right here. I'll tell you what, we didn't see much out of him today, but that was a kind of tough bull to track right there. He's really long. He's really big and stout across there. You know, didn't see but a couple seconds out of him, just barely made it into the turnback, but that bull was pretty hard to ride getting across there, and he just couldn't get his feet set down in there. I know that guy was a good, talented bull rider right there, but no, we just didn't see it.
So Wisnat, Swain, and Isaacs owning Pull My Finger.
I'm doubting this time we're going to see a leader change.
Yeah,
you know, 91-62. You know, we just didn't get to see enough out of the bull for the judges to score him, and then also he doesn't have the rider time behind him to add to it either.
Bull that's going to be coming up next as we wait for the score on Pull My Finger is Dangerous Doug. Dangerous Doug, no stranger to Buck and Bull and Rider tournament, finished 4th during the Academy of Country Music, making $7,500. This bull finished 7th in the $1 Million Buck and Bull Championship, earning $22,000. Our good friend out of Leon, Iowa, Ivan Stolzfus, originally owned this bull, sold it to Brad and Jamie Bays with Brad Bays' intent of making this bull into a team bull for CBR. 85.29 the score. So Dangerous Doug up next, right around $30,000 of the earnings career so far for Dangerous Doug is a 2- and 3-year-old.
You know, Stolfus made a wise business choice on this bull. They hauled this bull just 1 year as a 2-year-old, made almost $30,000. Then we get out there at the finals, they turn around and sell him and for several more $1,000. So just in 1 year before this bull even turns 3 years old, they make a good profit on him.
Ivan Stolzfus is going to be having an event over at his ranch in Leon, Iowa in July. That's an MBBA, Midwest Buck and Bull Association. And we'll be there to cover that live on Exclusive Genetics and Buck and Bull TV. Little Wheelhouse currently in the lead, 84 points. Total score 91.61. We'll go for those total scores. Who Did He Buck? 91.01. Black Don't Crack 89.19. Then backdraft. Who's Willin'? Pull My Finger. Who's Jacket? And we still have Dangerous Doug, Biohazard, Jackrabbit, amongst others, to still buck, in addition to ZY He's Twisted.
As you look at that leaderboard right there, it shows you that you don't have to have the best highest score bull right here. We've got Little Wheelhouse is 84. He's only the 3rd highest placed bull, but he's in the lead because somebody went out there and picked a good rider that stayed with him almost 8 seconds.
And the Calcutta crew. Nothing beats a Calcutta to add some extra excitement to a bull riding event. So Dangerous Doug up next.
It's always more exciting when you got money on the line.
That's for sure. Dangerous Doug being ridden by Codrick Murphy. You want to talk about a guy, a cowboy that is just an explosive cowboy, a guy with a huge amount of enthusiasm. If he covers his bull, man, he'll just he'll do that 50-yard dash in about 3 seconds around the arena. So our good friend Codrick Murphy, a frequent visitor out to the Jaynes Gang Ranch here in Orchard, Texas, is he rides a lot of these bulls getting ready in their 3-year-old year, considering the fact that he's so close. Codrick having a great start to the year in CBR. I know he was hurt recently. I didn't think we'd see him here tonight, but Codrick in action.
Here we go. Well, Jeff, he had a great seat, but right here about the 2 or 3 second mark, I saw his inside foot come up. As soon as that inside foot come up, you know, it's really hard to hang on when you don't have a good spur hold there. But I tell you what, he was trying hard. The bull was really bucking hard. They keep getting better. Codrick, I tell you what, he's a great hand and appreciate him coming out.
So Codrick Murphy giving it all he got on Dangerous Doug. And again, Dangerous Doug, a great team bull. We're looking at a legitimate 3-year-old bull here that's competed in top competition.
What I like about this bull is he really has some up and down across there, usually. And then this bull's got a lot of kick. He just needs to grow up, and once he gets into his frame, I think he's going to be a really nice bull.
So Condrick Murphy, Dangerous Doug, coming up next. Bull certainly has to be considered a major factor in this $1 million bull and rider tournament, and that's Biohazard. Biohazard this past December won the 2013 bull and rider tournament at the National Finals Rodeo, earning $14,000. Back at the Academy of Country Music, the second time Billy Jaynes ran a bull and rider tournament. Biohazard right there again, finishing third, $7,800. Back in 2011, this bull was no slouch as a futurity bull either, finishing eighth in the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship.
And Jeff, we got a several new leader, 92.09.
92.09 for Dangerous Doug. So Dangerous Doug showing why he's one of the standout bulls in team competition as Biohazard gets ready in the chute owned by Tom and Vonnie Nunez out of Prather, California. Got three owners here from California. We got Bill Dace, Lana Van Meter. We have the Nunezes and the Martinellis, all from California. Martinelli's down from around Corona, California. Of course, Bill Dace and Lana Van Meter up north in Mariposa, California. So Biohazard up next, and Biohazard has drawn Josh Barentine. Josh Barentine, of course, no stranger to the $1 million bull and rider tournament format, one of the outstanding riders we had in Las Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo and Bucking Bull games.
This ought to be a really good matchup. This bull ought to come right out of the gate, get some air a little bit, but have a lot of timing, just stay right there in the spin. Bull that I feel like Josh Barentine should ride any day of the week. And, he's a classic, matchup right here. First bull picked, should be a new leader.
Of course, Josh, as mentioned, 2012 CBR World Champions, been plagued with injuries over the last couple of years, but an outstanding bull rider here, the kind of guy that can cover this bull. Gave him a good ride, got some good time there, Jerry. Nice bull, of course, in Biohazard.
Well, that was a really good bull. He's got a lot of kick right there. He just kept getting stronger like he always does as the ride progresses. That bull's not going to weaken. Josh Barentine was giving it all, but, that bull's turned back away from his hand. He just let him get it to the outside just a little bit.
So that was a great matchup between Biohazard, Josh Barentine, and again you see why Biohazard has excelled in the $1 million Bucking Bull and Rider Tournament program, as well as excelling in CBR events, and just has been an outstanding bull for the Nunezes. Again, this bull was also a great futurity bull, one owned by Dick Dial originally, along with Diamondback, that competed in the 2011 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. So waiting on a score for Biohazard. Once again, the score to beat, 92.09. That taken by Dangerous Doug right before Biohazard just bucked. Coming up next is going to be the bull that both Jerry and myself have touted as a bull that can win this tournament, and that's Jackrabbit. Jackrabbit, also owned by Larry and Vicky Knopsinger and M&P Buck and Bulls, Houdini Twisted Lady. He finished sixth in Champions Tour number 1, finished ninth the first day of the Academy of Country Music Bull and Rider Tournament. The seasoned veteran Mike Collins, the great PBR star who's trying to make a comeback in PBR Touring Pros, rode the bull there. This bull also did well in the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship, earning $7,500. And a score there, Jerry, for Biohazard.
Jeff, we have another new leader, 94.91.
94.91 for Biohazard and Josh Barentine. So Jackrabbit coming up next. Ty Riddings. No, not Ty Riddings. On Jackrabbit, the rider is
Bo Williams.
Bo Williams. Bo Williams out of Webster, Texas, just south here, south of Houston. So tough order for Jackrabbit here. And Bo Williams, as they attempt to beat a 94.10. That's a pretty stout score for Biohazard. If we don't have any covered rides Jerry Hargis, meaning that the rider obviously stays on for 8 seconds. We're going to take the 3 top times. Those 3 guys will go against the 3 challenge bulls to go for that $1,000.
Yeah, Jeff, you know, Jackrabbit, like you say, it's a tall order to beat that 94.91, but I think he can do it if the guy stays there 8 seconds. You know, this bull can probably be marked 87.5 easily, and then you add 8 seconds, you know, here's going to be a new leader, but, you know, it's really counting on the rider right here.
Like you, I love this bull. This is just an explosive bull. You're going to see a lot of air out of Jackrabbit as he comes out. You're going to see a lot of try from this bull. One of my favorites as well as one of Jerry Hargis's. Another great entry here for Larry and Vicky Knopfsinger and M&P Bucking Bulls.
You look at another young bull that's already got 38,000 plus in earnings so far. You know, these bulls are just starting a 3-year-old year. They've already won a ton of money, and they still got a long road ahead of them. You know, you still got a year and a half of competition left. There's still a lot of money these bulls can win. Bobby Williams just about getting set. The bull's giving him a little bit of trouble every time he starts to slide up. He kind of jumps forward a little bit, but hopefully he can slide up easy right here and call for him and go out right here.
Following Jackrabbit, $1 million worth of bulls. ZY He's Twisted and OMG, both winners of the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. Jackrabbit.
Well, I tell you what, that's a really good bull. You know, Bo didn't give him much of a chance tonight. Probably one of the better bulls, in my opinion, that's been out. But like I say, he had to have a rider score 7-8 seconds to be up there, that 95 points, and he just didn't get the help from the rider they needed.
Yeah, there, unfortunately, we saw the combination of a bull with a lot of talent matched with a rider that just really couldn't hang on for more than a second and change. So not going to be Jackrabbit's night here in the $1 million Buck and Bull and Rider tournament as we wait on his score. Coming up next, the always unpredictable ZY He's Twisted. ZY He's Twisted, owned by 2 Jaynes Buck and Bulls, Leap of Faith Buck and Bulls, LaDonna Connors and Chris Allen.
Well, you look at the replay right here. This bull has the tools. I tell you what, he's got the up and down. He's got the kick spin right there. Really nice bull.
We're going to go to OMG first. OMG coming up first. OMG, the first winner of the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship back in 2011, son of Wildfire, owned by Bill Dace and Lana Van Meter out of Mariposa, California. Critter Lamb rode this bull for 90 and a half. Full 8-second covered ride at the Academy of Country Music. $1 million Bull and Rider tournament.
89.81 on that last one.
89.81. So, man, 89.81 with that amount of time. So it shows that Jackrabbit, if he could have gotten a decent ride there, Jerry Hargis would have been right up there on the leaderboard.
Definitely, Jeff. OMG right here. Well, I tell you what, Jesse Parker's going to be kicking himself tonight. I mean, he had the perfect bull to get on, and he sure enough wasted him right there. Let him pop the rope out of his hand, just took about one jump. OMG still got a little fuel left in the tank, doesn't he, Jeff?
Yeah, he absolutely does. Jesse Parker out of Houston, Texas here, once again, did not have the time to really show OMG, and as you said, lost a golden opportunity here as OMG's a good team bull. He's a good point-getting bull with a cowboy on teams, and I thought that's what we'd see out of him and his cowboy tonight, but not to be.
That's right, Jeff. And I've seen Jesse be really good. I've seen him ride some really good bulls. You know, just wasn't his day, you know, let himself get leaned back and popped his hand on the rope, and OMG does the job.
So coming up next, which is our final bull of the evening, and once again, the score to beat, 94.91, held currently by Biohazard. That's ZY He's Twisted, owned by 2 Jaynes Buck and Bulls, Leap of Faith, Connors and Allen. And you're going to see Jerry Hargis, an awful lot of action taking place behind the chute in terms of prepping ZY He's Twisted, 85.54. So Jerry Hargis, a lot of activity taking place behind the chute. Why don't you explain to us exactly what's going on and why?
You know, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. It's kind of the same thing here. You know, you're going to have several people back here. You know, you got one guy with a neck rope, just kind of letting that bull know he's got something there to kind of keep him contained a little bit. And it says you see him reset his rope there. But Dennis Davis is going to be in the back, and he spent so much time with this bull, does a fantastic job with these young bulls. And you're going to have one guy pulling the rope. You know, of course, the rider in on him. You're going to have one guy giving him what they call giving him a chest, holding the bull rider in there, and then another guy on the rope. So it's going to take 5 guys to get out on this bull right here.
And once again, in his younger, perhaps more cantankerous days, as a 2-year-old right here in this arena last year, bucked with a dummy on his back, and then hung a right-hand turn and really tried to leap the fence where you see that Buck Day and Barbecue sign over by the right delivery. If you look just a little further over, where you see that EG panel with the Buck and Bull games below it, he just about went right over that fence. And Jerry Hargis, I've never seen you move so fast except on the buffet line to really work to get OMG loose. I mean, you did a tremendous job. You really did.
Well, I tell you what, there's a bunch of guys that ran over there to help, you know, but when you got a bull in a bind like that, we sure enough didn't want the bull to hurt himself, and unfortunately had a person hurt himself, and, you know, but
it was one of Billy Jaynes' cousins who he probably said, come on down, nothing's going to happen, you'll just hang out for a few hours, have a fun day.
Bull bucking, you know, and he loses some teeth in the process, but.
Lost some teeth, had a broken nose. What's that cousin's name? Cousin Jacob. I don't see Jacob here tonight.
Yeah, I think he's skipping this year.
Maybe he'll be here tomorrow when ZY is not around.
You know, ZY's standing pretty good in there. I'm glad to see that. Hurry up. Hopefully he can hurry up, kind of slide out. Well, right when I say that, he jumps around in there. But, you know, this bull's just got such a hair trigger on him. You know, that guy's just going to have to ease up there and try to call for him. And may not have the best shot at him, but he's just going to have to take him like he can get him.
And the rider here is Zach Miles. Zach Miles, a CBR veteran out of Gonzales, Texas, and it appears Jimmy Jaynes knows this rider. Jimmy Jaynes not far from Gonzales in Columbus, Texas. If you want just a geographic pinpoint there, Gonzales, Texas, really just about halfway between where we are here in Orchard, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas. Big PBR Touring Pro event takes place every year in Gonzales. As a matter of fact, I think I was there with Michelle and Teresa last year. Took a ride over to Gonzales.
We're getting real close right here. I tell you what, he just needs to slide up and nod. He's got to just take him.
Yeah. Better pull the trigger shortly, my friend.
Well, I tell you what, you can't turn back any closer in the fence in the gate right there than ZY did. I mean, as soon as he cracks the gate, he's coming out of there right there. And, you know, he's trying. The bull rider tries him. They picked probably the best bull rider for that bull. He's the smallest guy here we was talking about earlier. And they went out in the Calcutta. And that's the great thing about this Calcutta. They was able to pick the rider, pick the small guy. It didn't work out for him. You see him kind of check himself out a little bit. You know, I know when the bulls turn back inside the chute, you know, it's kind of a scary situation a little bit, but you can see right here, he just kind of checks out. You know, you want to see a little more try from the bull rider, but it is what it is, and ZY had a good day.
I think at that point he thought it was, I'm going to hit that 90 or I just got to bail out, so he bailed out. Got the easy way out of the arena. So unless ZY, he's twisted, is able to beat with Zach Miles at a score of 94.91, Biohazard is going to be declared the unofficial winner here. So we're going to come back on Buck and Bull TV in just a minute. We'll tell you who the unofficial winner is, and we still have plenty more Buck and Bull action coming your way as we have 3 challenge bulls that are going to go against 3 cowboys here in the arena to wrap things up. From Orchard, Texas, you're watching the $1 Million Buck and Bull and Rider Tournament as part of the Buck and Bull Day weekend. In the UBBI event.
You can own a bucking bull. No truck, no trailer, no ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 million bucking bull and take the journey of a lifetime, competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in bucking bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a bucking bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com.
Free fall training. It's how Advanced Auto Parts trains our staff to install your battery fast.
You can own a bucking bull. No truck, no trailer.
Jeff Bressler back with Jerry Hargis at the Jaynes Gang Arena in Orchard, Texas. Big round of applause for those in-house here for Tom and Vonnie Nunes as Biohazard wins, combined with Josh Barentine for 94.91 points. And Vonnie always very enthusiastic when her bulls buck, Jerry, and I think win or lose, she'll maintain that same kind of enthusiasm, but I'm sure she's a lot happier with the streak they've had of winning a bunch of money over the last several months. So we're going to throw it now. Billy Jaynes in the arena with the 3 Cowboys that are going to go up against the Challenge Bulls, Diamondback, Under Par, and Never Say Quit. Billy Jaynes?
You know, this format proves itself again because even though the Bulls were really good, I think you may have 3 of the best bull riders right out here in the ring. Would y'all agree with that? Yeah. Yeah, so the 3 of y'all, now we've already had 2 sets of winners tonight. They don't even realize it, but the bull bucking competition is over. Biohazard won first. I think Dangerous Doug won second, and Little Wheelhouse won third. I hope I got that right.
Yes.
But those 3 owners of those bulls won a nice little pot tonight. I think $5,000-6,000 for first and on down for second and third. Now these guys, unfortunately, haven't won anything so far because the event format was you make the whistle, you get $500. You don't make the whistle, you don't get anything. But guess what we're fixing to do? We saved 3 really good bulls, and I wanted to reward the guys tonight that were the 3 best and say, hey, I'll double the ante here, and I'll give you $1,000 now. You tried hard, you helped our customers win, so now we're going to bring back 3 good bulls. We've got Never Say Quit, right there in the gate to the left, Under Par, right there in the gate to the left, and Diamondback, one jumping around to the right. These guys know these bulls. These guys have been on these bulls, some of them. Only one Jonathan says, this ain't fair. Y'all all know these bulls, but he did pretty good a minute ago without knowing them. So let me ask, I'll start with you, Codrick. We got 3 bulls back. Hey, and guess what? New Calcutta, so y'all listen up. We're going to auction these guys off. Y'all get to match them up to one of them 3 bulls, and this time it's only one winner. Whoever makes the best matchup is going to win the Calcutta pot. So you got 3 really good riders, 3 good bulls. Try to figure out what you want to do. Now, Codrick, it didn't work out. You started a great bull ride. Looked like did you lose your rope there?
No, my inside foot came up.
Your inside foot came up, and I know you're pushing to get to the CBR finals. Are you going to make the CBR finals this year?
I don't know just yet. They let us know at the beginning of the month.
Well, Dangerous Doug's going to be there, and he's going to be on Bob Wisnat's bull team. Would you like to have a little rematch?
Oh, yes, I love the rematch.
Well, you'll probably get one. Now, you know these three bulls back here. I think you've been on a couple of them, if not all of them. Is there one in particular for the fans out there you get to kind of tell them bid a little high that you think you can go and stick for 8 seconds, win 1,000, maybe win them 2,000 or 3,000?
I'm going to go for underpar. I go for underpar because I've been knowing underpar for a while. He's just a great little bull. Be out there in the gate around the left, and I've been seeing him for years, so I'm just going to go with underpar.
Okay, you got it. And that's the last one I would pick if I was getting in it. He's a handful to ride. Now, Josh, you know these bulls good. You just got on Biohazard. That bull, and I'm not just saying this because he bucked you off. That bull he's always good, but he had an exceptional day today. Talking about the bull barn again, we've had him over in the bull barn. Dr. Hooper trimmed his feet. And how'd he feel?
It was pretty good right out there. Then he got a little heavy and strong at the end. But more that I see him and older he gets, better he gets.
Yeah, he really does. He's solid. You can trust him. You can depend on him. And how's your year going with the CBR this year?
It was all right. I didn't go to a whole lot until right there at the end. I went to a few of them, qualified for the final. So.
Well, Biohazard is going on one of the teams there. How would you like to match up again with Biohazard at the CBR final?
I wouldn't mind getting on him again.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? All right, we got three bulls back here. I'm going to ask you your choice. Diamondback, you got on him at the National Finals Rodeo, rode him right to the whistle. Underpar, you got on him at the National Finals Rodeo at our $1 million Bull Rider tournament. And Never Say Quit, I don't know if you know him or not, but of those three bulls, which one would you like?
I guess I better go with Never Say Quit.
Never Say Quit. Have you seen him?
I think it's a little white bull. He goes to CBRs. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Ain't nobody rode him, though.
He's really cool, though. Up and down, around the left. Got a man from Canada right there. You probably just talked him into bidding on you and putting you on him right there. He's wanting to hear somebody say that. He told me tonight, he said, I'll put up 500 just to get my bull in the deal. I said, well, I'll put up another 500 and we'll make it 1,000 if somebody can ride him. And I think you're the man to ride him. So, Jeff, what we're going to do, we're going to depend on you to auction. We're going to start these guys at $250, just like we did before. We're going to let all of y'all bid. And this is a new Calcutta. The other Calcutta, if you had one of the riders before, you already won money. So now you get to pick the three bulls we got, the three riders. Let's start them, Jeff, at $250.
250. Here, get a 250, 250 to give me 250 to give. What do you say to 250? I'll sell you 250, 250 to give me 250 to give. Just a three-way Calcutta, 250. 300. Here, you got a bid again, 300, 300 to give me 300. You could say to 3, 1 to 3. I'll say to 3. You could buy a 3. 300 to give me 300 to give. You got 300, Billy? 350. 400 now. 4. You get a bid of 4, you get a 400 to give me the 4, you can say to 4, you want a 4, I'll say to 4, you can buy a 4, 400 to give me the 400 to give. Anybody going to bid 400? I got a bid of 350. What do you say to 4? 1 to 4, I'll say to 4, buy a 4, 400 to give me the 400 to give. Going to want it at 400, going out at 350.
One winner in this. You better get him now if you want the winner. 350. We need $400.
400. Anybody going to come in at 400? I'm going to go out at 350. Last call in here at $400, going out $350. Sold 350.
Dennis Peavy House. Codrick Murphy, you going to put him on what he wants? You got something else in mind? He wants to play golf, he said. You got some big old horns in there and under par. Well, Codrick, you got your wish. He put you on what you wanted. Kind of a little hop and skip. And I think the hardest thing about this bull is just getting around the corner, and then I think he's going to be all right after that.
Oh, yeah, I've been seeing him for a while, and like I said earlier, but I think I can get past the hop and skip and just make the corner, sit down on him, just have a little fun.
Have some fun, pick you up $1,000. Now, not bad to ride a bull 8 seconds and win $1,000, is it?
Oh, not at all. I love it.
You do it for free, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
I know you would. Go get him for $1,000. Good luck tonight. All right, we still got two guys, two great bulls. Matter of fact, I figured the underpar would be the last bull to get picked tonight, but Codrick said he wanted him, and he's going to go get him. Let's go with 250, Jeff.
250. Hey, going to be 250, 250 to give me 250, 300. You got to bid 300 to give me the 300. Going to say to 3, 1 to 3. I'll say to 3. Going to buy 3, 300 to give me 300 to give. Anybody going to come in at 300? I got a one bid at 250, 300, 350 now. Hey, you got to bid 350, 400. You got to bid a 4. You got a 400 to give me the 4. You can say to 4. You want a 4. I'll say to 400, 450. Hey, you got to bid 450, 450 to give me the 450 to give. What do you say to 450? 1 to 450. I'll say to 450, 450 to give me the 450 to give. 1 at 450, going out at 400. Last call at 450. Going out at $400, sold $400.
Got Stanley and Joe Izzard. And who you going with?
Go with Josh and what's the two bulls?
Josh Barentine. The two bulls are Never Say Quit and Diamondback. Well, he says rematch, Josh. He ain't putting you on Never Say Quit. He's saying Diamondback for you. I agree. You know, actually, I know he got you at the NFR, but I think this bull fits you. He's going to be right here. He's going to be the right. He's going to be gassy. You're going to have to hump and get it, but I think you're going to win it. I think you're going to go home with $1,000 tonight. It's time you go get Diamondback, so good luck on him. All right, we got the last man. He was last time, and he won some people some money, and now he's last again for $250, and in my opinion, the bull to have. You know, Never Say Quit. Just some good kick, good buck, turn back to left. He should ride him. He should get along with him. Who wants to give $250 and bet on Josh?
Hey, you're going to get a 250, 250, you get a 300, you get a 300, 300, you get a 350, 400, 350. Now I'm looking for 350. You got 350? 400 now. Here, you get a bit of 4, you got a 400, you give me the 400 to give. I got a bit of 350, and you're going to give me the 400. What do you say to 41 to 4? I'll say to 4, 400, you give me the 400 to give. And you're going to give me 400, 400, 450 now. Hey, you got a bit of 450, 450 to give me the 450 to give. What do you say to 450? 1 to 450, I'll say to 450, 450 to give me the 450 to give. 1 to 450 going out at 400. Last call at 450 going out at $400, huh?
It's sold, $400. It's the Linda Martinelli and her daughter, Karen Henderson, right? Yeah, Karen Henderson. I'll get that down. Goodbye right there. You got a good bull. You're going to be right over here. You're going to be in the gate to the left. Good kick, good rhythm, good drift. Go have some fun right there. Jeff, Jerry, let's get some bulls loaded.
Hey, so this is going to be exciting, Jerry Hargis. This is pure bull riding. You got to cover for that 8 seconds. You walk away with the $1,000.
I tell you what, they got to ride to win. You know, they're not competing against each other. They're competing against just them and themselves. It's $1,000 or nothing.
So, Jerry, let's just take a look now that we've finished the official part of the Bull and Rider tournament. And again, let's just take a look because we have so many of exclusive genetics and Jaynes Gang customers here. What do you think of this crop of 3, 4, and 5-year-old bulls that have been competing? How do you size them up against some of the other really good, we'll go to the younger bulls, the Derby and Classic bulls that you've seen?
I think definitely each year that the $1 Million Futurity goes on, the bulls, of course, get better and better. And as you can see it as how many bulls are kept back to keep going into the Derby and Classic systems. You know, this set of 3-year-olds that just come out of the 2-year-old Futurity year last year, some really good solid bulls. We've kept a bunch of them here at the ranch. You know, to keep going on and then further their career. And, you know, when they got to quality there, they're going to keep these bulls there and keep going down the road. And then got a lot of bulls, some big framey size bulls, and just a really good set of bulls, like you say.
Yeah, just to set the stage for everybody here, because we didn't really talk about the location. We're in Orchard, Texas, which is southwest of Houston, north of Rosenberg, Texas, and south I-10 that goes through the state of Texas. And beautiful arena here at the Jaynes Gang Ranch. Got the left and right hand delivery. And we got something, Jerry, I'd like to mention to everybody, and it was installed here at the Jaynes Gang Ranch last year, and that's a small chute, which we're going to be seeing used tomorrow with the yearling bulls. Why don't you talk to us a little about that?
Yeah, I tell you what, when you got these younger bulls here, that bigger size chute, as you can see, you know, it holds a full-size bull, you know, 1,800 pounds. So when you got these little calves in there that weigh 500 to 800 pounds, that smaller chute really comes in handy, keeps them from fighting the chute as much, just, you know, saves the bull themselves, you know.
And on replay here, we're seeing some of the action that took place during the Bull and Rider tournament. As we get ready to go with our first bull, we also want to remind everybody we're going to take a break at the conclusion of these 3 rides, and when we come back, we're going to give you a quick recap of what happened this evening. And then if you're watching us on Buck and Bull TV, hang in there because we're doing an auction here tonight. It's called Buy Your Color Now, Buck Your Color Now. Really a novel, unique way to buy bulls and have the opportunity to see them buck tomorrow and make a significant amount of money. So first bull up in the chute.
Never Say Quit.
Is Never Say Quit with Jonathan Brown. Jonathan Brown is mentioned. from Houston, Texas here, a bull rider that's had a series of injuries over the last several years, but I think he showed himself as he makes it here into this challenge round to be a cowboy with a lot of grit. Never Say Quit, owned by Inspired by Bulls, Peter and Kim Levesque out of Alberta, Canada.
Tell you what, this is a bull that's grown a lot in the past few months. He always was kind of smaller, but it looks like from here, he's gained some size there. This bull should turn back away from his hand, but I think this is a bull that he should be able to ride for 8 seconds.
Yeah, Never Say Quit, always a little bit slight on the weight size there, and as Jerry mentioned, looked like he's turn himself into a real big boy here as a 3-year-old. So once again, these riders have to stay on for 8 seconds. Never Say Quit, Diamondback, and under par, $1,000 if the cowboy can hang on to that bull and cover him for a qualified ride. Brown just making sure he's got a good wrap there as he's wrapping his rope. Then we'll go for that nod. Once again, hang in with the conclusion of the 3 rides auction to follow after we do a wrap-up of the show, and we'll explain the rules of that auction. For those watching at home that enjoy watching auctions and are going to have the opportunity to watch some of the bulls that are auctioned on tonight over Buck and Bull TV compete tomorrow.
There he goes. You can see Dennis Davis trying to hold that bull's hips to the inside of the bucket chute. That way it doesn't come out backwards. He's kind of leaning just a little bit. Dennis does a great job with these bulls. He wants to give them every opportunity to come out clean so you don't hurt themselves or the rider, either one. Here we go. Right there in the gate.
Not to be. Man, that bull has bulked up since the last time I saw him.
That bull's put on a lot of weight right there. I tell you what, really nice, solid little bull right there. Like you say, perfect kind of CBR team bull. Being away from your hand, you really got to hustle over there every chance. And he gets him beat off just right off the bat. He beats him around there. When you're just a half second behind on a good bull like that, turns right back away from your hand, you're really hard to catch back up.
So it appears that coming up next, as we wait for the bull to get loaded in the chute, it should be Under Par and Codric Murphy. Under Par, son of the great Little Yellow Jacket out of the damn coffee can. Son of Little Yellow Jacket offspring known for their big horns. And, boy, the closest thing you'll see in a buck and bull to a longhorn bull is old Under Par. Under Par competing at the $1 Million Buck and Bull and Rider tournament during the National Finals Rodeo, Jerry, but he ended up having a horn infection, so he was off his game there and did a great job of being able to save that horn, because many times when you have those kind of infections, a horn has to come off, and that would be a real shame for a bull like this that really his trademark is his horns. Just as an unofficial score, 89.15 for Never Say Quit. So a nice score there for the bull.
Yeah, I got to really give a huge thank you to all the staff here that put the extra mile in this bull. Keep from that infection getting any worse than it can. Like I say, with a horn's that big, that infection could really get serious really quick. And Dr. Neil Hooper, does such a fantastic job with these bulls and stepped in, knew what to do, and got the bull back on the right track. And like I say, out there during the NFR week, the bull really wasn't feeling good, and we saw him get have uncharacteristic, off days and get ridden further than he usually does. But I look for him right here. This ride could easily go 8 seconds right here.
Under Par finishing second in the 2012 $1 Million Buck and Bull Championship, earning $100,000 there. And we'll get a chance to see Under Par here and Codric Murphy. Codric also out of, as we mentioned, Houston, Texas. So great to see the major contingent of riders here today being Southeast Texas Cowboys.
Those bulls have been all over the place, Jeff. He's been to Built For Tough events. He's been at the biggest events you can go to. He's been at the CBR events. He's bucked off some of the best riders in the world. But a guy like Codric Murphy could easily make 8 seconds right here.
Back-to-back Canadian-owned bulls. This bull owned by Gary and Laurie Forche out of Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. Once again, I think Codric is riding hurt because I think he got injured in Del Rio, Texas at the CBR event there. And I thought he was going to be laid up for a while, but back in action here in Orchard tonight.
This bull's really tough to get out on because of his long horns. He's got to tilt his head sideways, and when it does, it puts all the weight on his opposite shoulder. So as you see him looking out to the left, into the arena, what that does is put all the weight on that right shoulder, and so it doesn't give room for Kodrick to get his foot down in between the chute and the bull. It's been a problem for this bull, but with those horns, he just doesn't have anywhere to go, and that's kind of forced position he's put him in.
This matchup should be a treat. Both Kodrick and Josh Barentine both have the capability of covering bulls for 8 seconds and taking home that $1,000 bounty. So Kodrick Murphy looking like he's ready to give the nod. He's not comfortable in the seat yet.
Bull should be right out here to the left, kind of having just a little hop and skip to him right there. But once he gets in that spin, he gets the whip, really gets going. He's really going to have to hustle for every single second.
Neil Holmes jumping in now to try to straighten out Underpar. Underpar's got his head down now, trying to get his head up and get him set.
I think he's going to take a step out and try to repull, get him in position right. Like I say, with him leaning on that backside, it's just possible to get his leg all the way down. You really need that leg set coming out of there.
We'll be back again tomorrow on Buck and Bull TV as we have a big day of action taking place tomorrow, all going to be covered on Buck and Bull TV. 9:55 Central Time, we'll be back with an underdog class event as well as the invitational for champion class bulls. And Jerry Hargis, we should see a lot of bulls in that event that'll give us an indication of whether they're going to be contenders for the 2014 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. Although last year was split between Who's Special and Going Postal, and neither of those two bulls that looked so great in the Champions Invitational went on to be in the top 10 in the $1 million Buck and Bull Championship.
Yeah, you're right. They did make the top 25, but, just had kind of off days out there in Vegas, and sure enough happens on these young bulls. But looks like Kodrick might be getting ready to go right here. Slide up and give us a nod.
$1,000 on the line, so Kodrick wants to make sure him and Underpar are set. Hang in there, Kodrick Murphy.
Good job the bullfighters got in there. I tell you what, when a bull's got horns that big, the last thing you want to do is get over down there and wail, and especially get hung up. But he does a great job. Kodrick's a tough guy. He gets himself out of a bind. Bullfighters step in there to help him out. Good try right there.
There you see Kodrick Murphy and Underpar on the replay.
As this bull turns back and spins, it makes him really hard because he's spinning as he's kind of walking on those front feet a little bit there, and he's kind of got a little bit, hopping and skipping, getting out there to that. It really puts a lot of whip, and that bull can either throw you inside or outside of the well. He's really tricky to get by, and like I say, he's put some of the best bull riders in the ground.
So we have not had a qualified ride all evening. The next cowboy up is the man that can do it. Will we see at least one qualified ride tonight and one cowboy walk away with money? This matchup, Diamondback, owned by Catherine and Dick Dial out of Aztec, New Mexico. The rider out of Johnson Bayou, Louisiana. 2012 CBR champion Josh Barentine.
Yeah, it's a really, really good bull right here, Diamondback. And I tell you what, to me, this is one of the most purest forms of bull riding right here in this format, because it doesn't matter what any other bull rider does. All you have to do is ride your bull. It doesn't matter if it could be the same as if there were only two people here and nobody else is here. It's just you ride your bull, and that's it.
Who thinks Josh is going to be able to do it and ride? We'd see one qualified ride here tonight. Not an enthusiastic Josh Barentine crowd here tonight. Man, this guy won the 2012 CBR championship.
Yeah, Kay said, who thinks he's going to get smoked after the ride? Diamondback is known for running over the bull riders. And he is smart about doing it. He knows how to put them right there, and he doesn't ever hurt them bad. He just wants to run over them one good time, and then he's done.
Yes, sir.
I think he's a little victory lap. Definitely a crowd pleaser.
Also tomorrow, we're going to see 35 yearling bulls buck for the first time ever. Most of the owners of those bulls here in attendance in Orchard, Texas this weekend, and that's always, shall we say, a hair-raising time, but also an exhilarating time for those owners to just get some sort of idea how their yearlings are going to do and if they're going to go on to compete in their yearling year in events like the Lone Star Shootout and Gold Buckle Challenge. Or
Well, I'll tell you what, for a bull like Diamondback, has been down the road. It's kind of uncharacteristic. You don't see him acting up that much. He's just instant away from nodding his head out there, and Diamondback just decided he wanted to play a little bit in there.
And Josh wanted never say quit, if we recall correctly, when Billy Jaynes asked him what bull he wanted. Billy might not give him $1,000 tonight, but maybe he'll give him the $50 for a new hat, because Josh's hat got a little bit crushed there. Well, when you go to Walmart, they're $39.99 for a new straw. I got a Larry Mahan here. I forgot what I spent for it.
Crawford's got to have the designer hat.
Well, yeah, Crawford has a very nice hat. Got that cattleman brim in the front. Looks very nice. Well, he's got a bad crease on the right side, though. 6 judges here tonight. Got 6 great judges in attendance. Lead judge for exclusive genetics for the last several years has been Mr. Crawford. No, I was talking about you, not. So getting ready here. Last ride, $1,000 on the line. Hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, right after this ride, going to take a quick break. Come back, give you a recap of what happened during the Bull and Rider tournament, and go right into our Buck Your Color Now, Buy Your Color Now, Buck Your Color Now auction. Billy Jaynes will be back with us to explain the rules of that auction, see if we can sell some yearling bucking bulls here tonight.
Yeah, Jeff, these are going to be bulls that 2 years from now they're going to compete. In the next year in 2015. They're going to go out there to Las Vegas and compete for $1 million. So, a person can get in here and get a chance to buy some of these good young bulls before they're bucked, before anybody knows a lot about it. You can get them right here on the ground floor. And then once you buy them, we're going to buck them tomorrow and see what you got.
And another trend that Billy Jaynes really said a few years ago was coming up with the Lone Star Shootout, $50,000 to win, and now we have the Gold Buckle Challenge, and you're starting to see more and more yearling events. So a really good yearling, if you see some really nice yearling bulls tomorrow that look pretty well developed, they're going to have the opportunity to make a lot of money right here in 2013, even before they start their 2-year-old season in 2014. So waiting on Josh here.
Well, it's a great overhead shot right here. You can see the bulls, all this muscle on his front end. That's what that cowboy's looking at. Beautiful bull right here. He's got a big stout front end, a lot of muscle. Looks like we're ready to go right here.
Whoa.
Well, I tell you what, Diamondback just, give him a round of applause right here, guys, for him showing up. Josh Barentine, a world-class cowboy, world-class champion bull right here. He didn't give him a good shot coming out of there, and Josh just wasn't set from the get-go, but he'll be back another day.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did not have a covered ride here tonight, but I think just from looking around at the crowd, and Jerry Hargis, a lot of times when we broadcast events, I always say my favorite events to broadcast are ones I'm also enjoying watching as a fan. And a big round of applause for all these cowboys that were here tonight. This was a great Buck and Bull event, even though we didn't have that covered ride. We're going to be back in just a couple of moments as Jerry Hargis and myself recap tonight's action, and then hang in there for the Buy Your Color Now, Buck Your Color Now Friday night auction. We'll be right back from the Jaynes Gang Ranch in Orchard, Texas. You're watching Friday night of Buck Day and Barbecue.
You can own a bucking bull. No truck, no trailer, no ranch necessary. We do all the work while you have all the fun. Own an exclusive genetic $1 million bucking bull and take the journey of a lifetime competing for close to $2 million in payouts. Compete in events just open to $1 million bulls. Compete for payouts that continue to be the highest in bucking bull history. Compete at premier events like the Academy of Country Music and the National Finals Rodeo. Join exclusive genetics customers from 41 states and 5 countries for the thrill of a lifetime by owning a bucking bull. Learn more about exclusive genetics at exclusivegenetics.com. When guests stay at any Red Roof Inn across the United States, they immediately notice 2 things. First, what a great price they're getting for a clean and comfortable room, and then how helpful the Red Roof staff is. I sum it up as nice place with nice prices. And now when you stay at Red Roof Inn, those great rates are even better. In honor of the first year of Bucking Bull TV, Red Roof Inn is offering our viewers an amazing 20% off discount anytime you stay at one of their inns. Just call Red Roof Inn Reservations and give them the code 612-322 or enter the code at www.redroofinn.com. Red Roof Inn, the official motel partner of Bucking Bull TV. And don't forget, your pets are always welcome for free.
Hi, welcome to Advanced Auto Parts Tip of the Week. This week we're going to talk about your battery charging system. If your car won't start, it doesn't always mean that the problem's your battery. It could be
Yeah. Jeff Bressler back with Jerry Hargis, and we're going to take a look at the $1 Million Bull and Rider Tournament. Obviously, in the Challenge Bull area, nobody covered, but just for pride there, under par 90.48, Never Say Quit 89.15, Diamondback 80.61. Overall winner tonight, though, before the Challenge Bowls, is a great bull, Jerry Hargis Biohazard, owned by Vondi and Tom Nunes out of Prather, California.
Yeah, it's been a great bull from day one. You know, in this style event right here, he does fantastic every time. You know, he wins a lot of these events, and you know, it's set up just perfect for a bull like him. He's got a lot of buck. He's really showy for the judges, but at the same time, he's got a good seat and he's got a lot of time, and so the guys always ride him quite a ways.
So in the arena right now, there's a couple of youngins there, and maybe a few years from now, one of these 4 young guys that you see in the arena, one of these 4 yearlings will go on to win a Buck and Bull and Rider tournament with the cowboy on his back. Billy Jaynes, this is called Buy Your Color Now, Buck Your Color Now. Maybe you want to explain to us the rules and exactly what the folks are going to see here.
Yeah, y'all gather around. We're fixing to sell some bulls right here. We're going to sell them by their colors. I believe the first color we have here is yellow. And here's how it works. If you buy a bull tonight, he can win twice tomorrow. He can win $10,000, $6,000, or $4,000 in the Champions Tour incentive, in the Buck Day incentive. And then he goes just against the other 16 color bulls for $10,000, $6,000, and $4,000. We're putting $1,000 up for each bull sold. So here's the deal. The bidding starts at $10,000, Jeff. If somebody bids $10,000, they got to take either light yellow, dark yellow, or they can take all 4. Let's see if we have anybody interested in buying some bulls now. I think these first 4, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have my catalog, they're all Last Call sons. And Last Call was a sire to closing time, the first ever are the second ever $500,000 winner.
So you have to buy two. So it's Lot 1 and Lot 2 going first, as Billy Jaynes mentioned, both sired by the great Last Call sire of Closing Time, who won the 2012 $1 million Buck and Bull Championship. Won the Damn Sister Willie, won High Horns from Water. $10,000. Once again, you're doubling that price on the bulls, correct, Billy Jaynes?
That's
Double
right.
the price.
If they can take 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, or they can take 1 through 4 and multiply it times 4. So
1,
let's see if
2,
we got any
3,
bull
and
buyers
4,
here,
all
Jeff.
last calls, all out of great cows. $10,000 to open. 10,000. You're going to bid 10,000, 10,000 to give me the 10,000 to give. Anybody can come in here at $10,000. 1, 2, 3, and 4. $10,000. Pick one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10,000. Anybody can open at 10. What do you say to 10? You want a 10? I'll say to 10. Buy a 10. 10,000 to give me the 10,000 to give.
Doesn't look like we have anybody interested in them. Should we continue to bring them out, or is there people interested in buying bulls tonight? We aren't going to waste your time and bring bulls out if nobody's interested in buying any, but we'll continue to bring them out if there's anybody interested. Should we continue to bring them, or everybody want to wait till tomorrow?
Want everybody to take a good look also. I mean, these are some fine-looking calves, Jerry Hargis, and you're a bull guy. What do you think of these last
them,
calls?
Justin, or did you just, no? Okay, we'll bring all 5 sets back tomorrow when it's all over. We're trying to offer an additional incentive tonight, but I think everybody's had a good time. We've bucked some bulls. We tried to sell some bulls. We'll sell them again tomorrow at 3:30. So y'all have a good evening. Jeff, Jerry, why don't you tell everybody goodbye?
All right, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here in attendance, the Buy Your Color Now, Buck Your Color Now, we're going to go to tomorrow. Speak to Billy Jaynes if you really want to get a little better understanding of what the Buy Your Color Now, Buck Your Color Now promotion is all about. It's really a great promotion, the opportunity to own some spectacular yearling bulls with the potential to make a lot of money. And again, that great instant gratification factor, Jerry Hargis, as these bulls will be bucking in the arena here tomorrow. So, Jerry Hargis, we will be back at 9:55 a.m. Central Time for the Underdog Champions class, and watch all those young bulls buck, as well as sell a bunch of these bulls and then watch them buck as we conclude Buck Day and Barbecue on the 24th. It used to be a 3-day event, 2-day event, but an action-packed 2 days. So on behalf of Jerry Hargis, this is Jeff Presley, your host on Buck and Bull TV, wishing you all a good night. See you tomorrow.